Hello.
Hello.
Here we are, Windows sounds and all. Sorry, by the way, for that loud Windows sound. I keep forgetting to adjust the sound using my volume keys. Oh.
Boing.
So instead, I do it manually, which has the beautiful, Windows sound.
Boing.
So, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Adam Noodles,
yeah.
you joined the migraine crew because, I mean, we can all blame Shams. Maybe he's also responsible for our migraines.
I think it's important to blame Shams for everything.
Okay, well, Adam Noodles, I can promise you that, but Pocket sure as fuck can't. No, there's no way in hell.
No, it's cool.
You
I'll
sure?
stop bringing my A game, and then nobody will have fun.
No.
But we'll all be safe.
Yes.
And our heads will stay unexploded.
Let's bring the sound back. Pop.
You have a plot twist for the Kobold Hive Mind?
Oh god.
Bring it on.
And leave us in suspense.
No funny streams. Okay, yeah. Only very serious streaming now. No funny accents. Nothing. What if Shomes killed Gregson?
I refuse to acknowledge Shomes as the potential villain in this story.
Do you think?
We haven't met Moriarty yet, have we?
We have not.
Yeah.
Do you think we would?
I'm trying to think if there's anybody who could be it.
Yeah, Van Zieks is soothing in his grayscale outfit.
Yes.
Just be grateful that they haven't put him in prison orange. Not that I think we do that over here. I genuinely don't know. I watch so much American true crime stuff.
I don't.
And like
why is that orange thing even a thing?
So you can see them and they run away and hide in trees. I don't know. Why would I know that?
Okay, while we're discussing this, at least we can pull Van Zieks out.
He's so angry. Pekanada.
So hello, a kobold.
Hello.
Saw you earlier. Wanted to acknowledge you too.
Is it actually because bright orange isn't a gang colour?
No gang would be like
Is
that.
it just because, like, the entire prison system wanted to simp for a mobile phone company? That I don't even know exists anymore.
I don't think it is. I think it got absorbed
Did Orange
by
get
Vodafone.
absorbed?
I'm pretty sure Vodafone took over Orange. Orange was my first mobile phone provider.
Was it?
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
You'd be angry too if you had to crawl on your knees for hours just so the window in your prison cell isn't at titty height. Honestly, yeah. I think he should just deal with it. We can have a conversation with those Zoomers. He's obviously proud of them. That's why he wears the chest-hugging, tighty uniform. Sprayed on.
T-Mobile!
Oh, which I'm going to take a look at by EE, which I will forever hate.
Yeah, see...
Because they used to do pop-over ads that would pop over websites. And I just... The moral... The moral aspect, or the lack thereof, of creating pop-over ads that literally just, like, you're scrolling down and it's like on a sidebar, and the whole ad would just go boop, and then show, like, the whatever latest EE ad they had going on.
Wow.
And I was like, absolutely not. I don't care if you are the best, the only mobile network left in the country. I will never go with EE because I hold grudges.
Yeah. See, T-Mobile still exists in the Netherlands, I think. Or no, it must also have been discontinued. Who the fuck did it get taken over by? T-Mobile was my first mobile phone contract. Wow. I got my iPhone with them. So remember back in the day?
Yeah. I'd forgotten that you were with T-Mobile.
They were pretty decent too.
They were alright. Yeah, they had some really good deals back then in the Netherlands anyway. I've been with the same provider and I'm not going to say who it is.
No.
The obvious one.
Anyway. Yes.
Literally, I'm not even joking. I've been with the same provider this whole time. You also had a thought yesterday when you went to bed. What if the professor was Fun Zieks' brother, since he mostly took out shitty people?
Oh my god.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah. Oh god, that could work. And then also the whole Reaper like myth also sitting with Van Zieks.
Yeah. That's a family business, but not like by him. But then who's taken over it?
I mean, maybe his brother isn't dead.
Maybe. Oh my
Is that
goodness.
like, this is some soap opera shit we've got going here. Huh. Well, should we ask Van Zieks what happened?
If this was a soap opera, then surely like Asogi would, Kazuma even, would be all like, hey, I'm actually also your long lost brother.
Yeah.
I'm wearing a mask! I don't,
At least one of them would be pregnant too.
it's true. Yeah.
This is very important.
Yeah.
We also got that somewhere in there.
Van Zieks has actually been AFAB this whole time.
Oh my god.
Started pretending to be a boy so that they could practice law.
Uh-huh.
And then kind of just was like, this is who I've been this whole time. This is who I always was.
It's true. Does that mean he's not pregnant with our child?
Yeah, why not?
In a soap opera, he would
Yeah.
be. This time. Would be revealed while he's in prison.
Listen, Naruhodo, I'm going to have your baby! Oh my goodness, thank you for the merch. Yes, do draw a cat so that we know that we're in danger.
Yes.
That's so sweet of you. Thank you.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'll ask for 6 rounds. Can you at least tell us your side of the story, Lord Van Zieks? What happened? No. It's like...
I refuse. How much do you already know? We know that the inspector was shot dead in a small rented room on Fresno Street.
And that you were found there by the police when they arrived on the scene and immediately arrested.
We were told that there was nobody else in the room and that some witnesses heard the gunshot.
Allegedly.
Then you're well informed. And there's really nothing I can add.
Oh, what were you doing there? What?
The truth is, I don't know what happened myself.
But the gunshot. Obviously you didn't fire the gun, did you?
I'm not in the habit of shooting the people I work alongside. I also heard the noise. However, before I had a chance to investigate, I was apprehended by the arriving officers.
So he doesn't actually know what happened.
If I might ask, what were you doing in that place to begin with? I don't need to answer that. Oh! After all, you're not representing me.
We'll see about that.
Are you sure?
He's going to need a lawyer, though. Your defense. Who is going to be representing you in court, Lord Van Zieks?
Anyone other than you, I should imagine. Would I be right in assuming that you have no representation as of yet? Defense lawyers shy away from any trial involving the Reaper, as I'm sure you know. He's using his own tactics against himself in confusion, sorry. This is a struggle.
But this is different.
In my career, all of the defendants I've prosecuted, only 19 have ever been acquitted. Aren't we responsible for like, 1, 2, 3, 4 of them?
Yeah.
which is quite a good track record, I think.
Yeah. They're correct. Look, because 16 died, and indeed one of ours died.
One of ours did die,
Yeah.
but they weren't that mysterious because the bus burnt because the other guy set it on fire and then admitted it. No, that's not more than half that didn't die.
No.
Didn't he say 19?
Yeah.
That's 3.
3 got away.
Three are still alive of the people that he.
Gina.
Yeah, Gina.
Oh my god, what's his
Oh my
face?
goodness.
Huh?
Yes, Mr. Natsume.
Yeah, Natsume. And Hairbrain.
Yes, Hairbrain. Yeah. No. 19 were acquitted.
Yeah.
16 of those 19 died.
So,
That leaves 3.
we could do maths.
Three of them are still alive. Of the people that he's acquitted.
Yeah.
Literally, acquitted means that they were they weren't sent to jail.
Yeah.
Basically.
They were found not guilty.
Yeah. Of the 19 people that he's ever had found not guilty when he was the prosecutor.
Yeah.
16 of those are dead, and the 3 who are still alive, in fact, are the ones that we saved. And then there was McGilded, who was guilty after all anyway. But, I mean, it wasn't that mysterious. The guy was burnt to death by a different guy.
Yeah.
Who then admitted it in court.
Yeah.
While we were in the busy acquitting Gina.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But, you know.
Uh-huh.
Of them, 16 subsequently died in mysterious circumstances. Questions will be asked now.
Allegedly.
Surely not. I assure you, no defense lawyer will want to touch me with the end of a barge pole.
Well, that's why we're here.
It looks like your options are a little limited then, doesn't it?
Stronghearts is going to be like, here you go, Zieks. We got this shitty lawyer for you. It's also possible that Kazuma might do it.
It is possible, but I think he's going to be the prosecution.
Yeah, he's going to be the prosecution. Like, I refuse to believe otherwise. But you didn't actually have anything to do with those people's deaths, did you?
It's been 10 years now that I've been known as the Reaper of the Bailey. Believe me, nobody wants to know the true identity of this killer more than I. However, it seems things may come to a head before I have the chance to uncover the truth about that.
What does he mean by that?
Well, you think he's been set up, don't you?
I mean, no. Well, we're just gonna what about the letter? After the trial, Professor Hairbrain was supposed to go straight back to Germany, I thought.
See, I like the fact that whenever you get one of those questions and it's, it changes the subject so wildly.
Yeah.
I just have this mental image of Ryunosuke just being like, oh no! Anyway.
Yeah, legitimately.
It's a letter to inform me of his safe arrival at home. I arranged his passage by sea and rail.
Yeah, we did kind of know that. Just kind of tell us, do mate.
It's a relief, I must say. He should now be beyond the reaches of the Reaper.
Don't know about that though. Like, it sounds so sorry for the noise. You can have your own chocolate.
I'm not gonna have a choking.
No.
Because the Reaper doesn't follow people abroad, you mean?
Allegedly.
Yes. So it seems. Your stooped little Nipponese friend, for example.
Again,
we don't need to be this mean. You told me he was keeping well in Japan when I inquired the other day.
Yes, that's right. He's an author now, happily working in Tokyo.
So Professor Hairbrain is safely back in Germany now. He is. So, it appears our conversation has run dry.
Off we go! We're gonna get sent away.
Yep.
There was a 2-second silence. That's all.
Well, in any event, if you'll excuse me now, I wouldn't like to detain you.
I was wondering, Lord Van Zieks, if you'd like, I'd be happy to advocate for you. Advocate even, but you know.
I'd be happy to get you a bottle of Advocaat.
Yeah!
You trust me, do you?
Yes. I've heard you speak many times in court. I've seen how you treat people.
Like shit. Yeah.
So I'm quite sure that you would never have taken another's life. It's just, my feelings can't be used as evidence in a court of law, sadly.
It's a very gracious offer. However, I trust no one.
Oh my god! I mean, sorry. What?
Not the police, not the judiciary, and not Uniponese.
Sir!
Mate.
But please.
I have no intention of engaging your services.
Wow.
So rude, isn't he?
He really is! The chasm between us is just too wide and too deep, it seems.
Bringing the circus with him to prison. Yeah, he is. Okay, like, the amount of hoops I'm having to jump through to ignore his racism. I don't like to do that! I'd appreciate it if you don't visit again.
Wow.
Then neither of us will waste any more time. You can just admit you've caught Fifi's. It's okay.
You look so sad. Okay, back to reading the same letter again.
He just wanted to sit down rather than just kneel the whole time.
Well, that's true. Perhaps we need to dig a little deeper and find out more about Lord Van Zieks and what happened to Inspector Gregson.
Yeah, he ought to know better than that, wouldn't he? Like, that has literally never worked on us before.
I can only move. Okay, bye, I guess. So we'll have to go to the Fresno Street room.
But we actually technically can't investigate here. Because we're not representing him.
Oh yeah!
Gregson will stop us. Right, Greggy? Right?
Where are the chips?
Yeah, no, this cannot be Gregson. Gregson didn't die here. There are no chips.
I just would have imagined like the
everywhere.
outline of like his little bag of chips.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is that like a toy soldier on the ground there?
It looks like it, doesn't it?
Mm. This really is an out-of-the-way part of London. I doubt many people find their way down this back street. So this dust-ridden, rented old room is where it happened then.
There is a red wig, isn't there?
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
So, this is where poor Inspector Gregson lost his life.
Yes, and the police are already hard at work investigating, it seems. Don't give me that look. I don't see Mr. Sholmes anywhere, though. Perhaps his investigations have taken him elsewhere. Sarah's also distracted by snoring dog.
Yeah, she is snoring so happy. Oi! What do you think you're doing there? Every one of them drawers has got to be taken right out so you can look underneath and all. I want the space above this ceiling checked, and don't forget to look inside the chimney stack too. Blimey! Ain't you not ever gone over an house looking for dough when the owners are out of town?
He has obviously got some antique and I'm stuck, sorry. Let me sip some water.
If you're going to forget how to swallow, don't eat chocolate on stream, okay?
It's not.
does that sound?
Oh. Gina's obviously got some unique investigative techniques she wants everyone to adopt. I was scared about the word investigative.
Were you then?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so you've turned up at last. Mind you, I ain't been here long myself.
Hello again, Gina.
Soames has only just left. You're lucky you missed that. He went prancing around in here, pointing at stuff and flicking that hat of his, and then just scarpered. Oh, he's finished investigating already, you mean?
Oh, we're not going to talk about the blue hair.
Yeah, he didn't stop to say nothing to no one, not even me.
Gina, would you mind if we investigated too?
Listen, Odo. You're a lawyer, right?
Yes. Why?
Well, you're not thinking of trying to help that Reaper bloke, are you?
Oh, poor Gina. She's never going to forget, is she? That trial will haunt her forever. Yeah, for good fucking
For
reason.
good reason. Yeah,
actually, both trials, I would have said.
He was pretty horrible to her both times, although she was technically lying in both of them also. Innocent, but lying.
Yeah.
Gina, if you don't mind me saying, if Lord Van Zieks really is responsible for this crime, he will be duly and fairly judged in court. I suppose you're right, yeah. Go on then, I don't get investigating. I want to know the truth about what really happened here.
Thank you, Gina. Do we want to investigate first or talk to her first?
I might as well investigate, I think. Yeah, is that the photo of the wife? It looks similar, doesn't it? Oh, it's a photograph stand. I suppose it must be a picture of one of Inspector Gregson's family members. This isn't where he lived, you dumb... Oh.
Yeah. What's the matter? Your eyes look like they're about to pop out of your head.
They are! Look, Mr. Naruhodo! Quickly!
Yeah, this must be the lair.
Yeah,
the guy.
has to be the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's a lot younger.
Yeah. Why do I feel like this woman is familiar somehow?
Of course she's familiar! We met her only this morning!
Ah! It's Mrs. Vigil!
This makes no sense. Why would there be a picture of Mrs. Vigil in here?
To be frank, I don't think I've ever been more stumped.
No, I'm sorry to say, I have no idea either.
What? The framed photograph has been entered into the court record. Oh my fucking god! We've just found this man has been lying to his wife.
Yeah. Lying to his wife for 10 years. And now, we're just like, I don't get it.
Oh, what's this?
It would appear to be a little model policeman. It's rather charming, isn't it? In a way.
Seeing as it's on the floor here, do you think it belonged to Inspector Gregson?
It's a little hard to imagine Lord Van Zieks playing with something like this.
It's only about 8 centimeters tall. Could have fallen out of someone's pocket, I suppose. I think we should record it as evidence, just in case.
Yes, I agree. It is rather delightful after all, in a way.
The police figurine has been entered into the court record. Policeman figurine, a small and rather endearing model of a British policeman found at the scene of the crime on Fresno Street.
Itty bitty mini A-cap.
I didn't read the other one. A photographic print of a smiling Mrs. Vigil in her younger years. It was found on a desk at the scene of the crime. Also kind of, okay, well, we only get the magnifying glass.
3D scanning it to put its hologram into our pocket and yet still leave it here. Yeah, I guess that's probably one of Soames' inventions, right? helmet's really scuffed, but the rest of it seems in quite good condition.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah, this bit here, right? Like
That bit up the top, yeah. Oh, I guess that bit's relevant. The helmet of this charming policeman appears to be a little worse for wear.
I'm not convinced about the charming part, but yes, you're right. The head part looks like it's been fairly heavily manhandled. Almost as if somebody has enjoyed twisting it around and around for fun. Shall we try twisting it around and round too? For fun?
Is there something stuck in it? Or
Oh! Oh! What's that?
It appears to be some sort of key.
It's tiny though. It couldn't be a key for a door. Not at that size. So what is it for, I wonder? Giving it a twist causes a key-like shaft to pop out from the base.
Well, that's what she said.
Mm-hmm. That looks more like a locker.
Yeah,
to me.
like a locker or something,
Yeah.
right? Like a box of something.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
This looks like some sort of key.
Yes, it does. A very tiny and simple key.
What's a little key doing inside a figurine of a policeman in the first place? And what's it for?
I think it would probably need a lot more mechanisms and stuff to be an ever so slightly tiny gun. But
Yeah,
I
I
do
know,
kind of
right?
like the vibe. I mean, I like the concept even.
Yeah.
The vibe. What?
Yeah, let's check out the wig as well. Ever since we came in here, I can't take my eyes off this thing.
To pay or not to pay? That is the question. Oh, funnily enough, neither can I. It's a hairpiece, isn't it? It is! It is! A bright red hairpiece!
And I suppose the fact that it's right here next to where the body was found means we have to accept that Inspector Gregson wore wigs. Does it?
And in such a flame-coloured red, too.
Yes, that's a colour we've come across very recently elsewhere, isn't it?
Exactly! This is a vital clue, I'm sure of it.
The red hairpiece has been added into the court record. The red hairpiece. A flame red wig found at the scene of the crime of on Fresno Street. Presumably it belonged to Inspector Gregson.
That is a pretty big leap of logic, but I'd like to check it in the court record, please.
Oh,
Thank you.
let's see what's on the inside.
Yeah. Because surely if somebody wore it, there'd be like hairs or
Yeah.
something attached, but...
I've always wondered what the underside of a hairpiece looks like.
That doesn't surprise me at all, Mr. Naruhodo. You always want to see what lies beneath, don't you?
I'm not sure that's quite how I'd put it.
Something upskirt photos.
You must have to use a lot of bird time to keep it in place on your head.
That's lime, but... Bird lime.
Ah, thank you. So it doesn't get blown off in a gust of wind, I mean.
That might be a little inconvenient when you wanted to take it off again, don't you think?
Is that it?
Is that really, genuinely, everything? This thing is horrid.
Yeah,
Like-
this causes me great distress.
Other people's wigs always make me feel uncomfortable
Same.
as well. Like,
Wigs full stop. Like,
I mean,
know.
I don't hate, because like I know we've used wigs
Yeah.
like in the past, and like I didn't mind our wigs, but like yeah, other people's wigs, even when they're on other people's heads, for some reason they make me uncomfortable. Which is
problem-
great when you're around cosplayers.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing is for me, I don't have as much of a problem with synthetic hair, but this is not going to be synthetic hair.
No, that's true.
And that's what's causing me great distress.
For me, it's synthetic hair too, but it's not as much of a problem as I have with other people's false nails. So it's just like a weird thing. I don't know.
Yeah. Excuse me?
If you're looking down on us from the great beyond, Inspector, don't worry. We'll look after things at the yard.
I've interrupted some deep thoughts here.
Well, somebody's got to look down for them because none of these people have eyes. Remember?
Somebody's very haphazardly nailed those boards over the broken claws, haven't they? You couldn't even really call it a window anymore.
Well, if you remember the window in Mr. Natsume's room, that was totally blocked up with bricks. But this one does at least still let in some light, you could
That's
say.
automatically, yeah. Yeah, and I was like, you could say nothing more about it.
You know why that it was boarded up, right?
Window tax! Window tax! Window tax! I'm starting to feel even more sorry for Mr. Natsume now. So, quite fancy radiator actually.
Is it? I suppose actually, yeah. It does look a bit out of place, doesn't it?
The top of one of the candles in this the top of one of the candles in this candle holder has been completely blown off.
Yes, there's wax spattered on the wall behind. Look.
Is there? I suppose if a bullet had hit it,
It does seem likely that the bullet hit the candle, having first passed through the inspector's body.
Now that wax on the wall looks like blood to me. The candelabrum has been entered into the court record. The candelabra, is it candelabrum?
Candelabra.
Yeah. From the wall of the room on Fresno Street, where the inspector was found dead, the top of one of the candles appears to have been blown off.
I don't 100% know, but I always think of it as a contraction of candelabrum, like
Yeah.
kind of candle tree,
Yeah.
sort
Yeah.
of.
So-
Or like candle, anyway,
It makes so much sense,
that's
candelabrum.
it's
Yeah, it's
probably
what I-
not the etymology of it, but that's kind of always how I think of it in my head.
I think I only know I think the first time I came across the word was while playing Devil May Cry.
that doesn't surprise
No
me
joke.
in the slightest.
I did that or Castlevania, one of those two.
Very likely. Very likely.
It's interesting. So, like, these clearly continue to burn.
Yeah,
'Cause
presumably.
that one
Because
basically.
that one's a lot
yeah.
taller, yeah. I mean, that kind of makes sense, I guess, if they've only just been blown out recently.
Yeah. Ah, there's some black marks here. Look.
Yes, they look like some sort of scorch marks.
So perhaps the bullet struck the candle here. Do you think? It's only this one candle that has been cracked in half, it seems.
Yes, I think you might be right. Firearms are rarely used by criminals in Japan, so I'm afraid I'm not particularly knowledgeable about them. I don't know, I feel like that's not going to be as...
I just love the fact how we just took the entire thing off the wall.
Apparently
Like,
so, yeah. And it doesn't even have any fixtures
No,
or fittings.
I
It
know,
must have
right?
just been on there with Gorilla Glue.
Okay.
Which way is up? I guess his head was up there and that's his
Yeah, I think
like
this is like
he's,
his. I don't know his coat. I don't
Yeah,
really
maybe
know what's
he's-
going on.
Ooh.
Yeah, because we're implying that the wig fell off his head.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
So I
But
suppose
when's the chips?
this is where the victim. See that blood?
Oh,
There?
yeah.
That's where the chips
That's the
died.
ketchup. That's right. The rope is laid around the body to show exactly how it was found. Oh, it's supposed to be rope. That explains the weird ends.
Yeah.
Poor Inspector Gregson himself has already been taken away.
And would probably be under Dr. Sai's scalpel by now, if not for what happened last week.
From the shape of the rope, it would appear that the inspector was curled up in a ball.
This is very surprising if he was shot in the head.
Oh, he can't
I
have
don't
been
think he must have been shot in the stomach by the looks of things.
Yeah. Somebody wanted to see what would happen. Get all the chips back out. Are you feeling all right, Mr. Naruhodo? You look like you've just seen a ghost.
I know it's just a robe, but well, it conjures up quite a terrifying image, that's all. Especially with that blood stain next to it.
It makes me wonder if he was shot from underneath. Oh, I do understand. In some ways, what we picture in our minds can be even worse than reality. No, but the reality is that a friend of ours has been shot dead. So that's quite bad, I think.
Yeah.
But okay.
Susanna is so strong though. She's taking this far better than I am. Clearly she was this close to Greggy.
Well, very clearly, yeah.
This is presumably the murder weapon, then.
Oh my. It is real, I suppose.
I think so. Guns are so rare in Japan, I really know very little about them.
There's one way to know for sure, Mr. Naruhodo. Fire a shot!
No! If I did that, I'd be looking for a skilled lawyer to represent me in court. He's learned not to pick up random guns that lie on the ground.
What's that on the bottom of the gun? Is that normally on guns? That little loopy bit
I
at the
think
very bottom?
Can be, depending. I don't know enough about guns.
Imagine if the gun was actually on the floor on like a tripwire or something. You know?
Oh god. That's a good point.
Although,
it's
I
not
don't know.
attached.
That's probably...
Yeah.
Maybe it's also a grenade.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I think you got a point there, yeah.
Guns here. It's well out of my knowledge. Okay, slightly safer, just ask someone who might know, I think. The killer's revolver has been entered into the court record. So why the fuck is it just lying around here? Like, can you imagine? Oh, I shot him, better leave my gun here. Oh. Anyway, the murder weapon that was found at the scene of the crime on Fresno Street. Probably best to avoid handling it. I love how he makes a note of that.
Right, that doesn't mean I don't want you to look at it in the court record, though.
I know. Duh. No, that's what he's looking at. Well, we're gonna be like, we don't fucking know what this is. I suppose this must have been the murder weapon.
Oh my. It is real, I suppose.
I think so.
Okay,
why are we having the whole conversation again?
Yeah, why are we having this again?
Okay, are we just going to
perhaps someone more familiar with firearms could shed a light on things here. Okay,
we should ask Shows.
I guess so.
Actually, I do want to rotate it some more, regardless.
Yeah, I guess we just don't know anything about them.
Like,
so we don't know what is and
weird,
isn't normal.
But apparently we do know a lot about music boxes.
Apparently so. Well,
because
we
sure as fuck. Excuse me?
Sorry, sir. Can't see a thing, sir. Too many tears, sir.
Right. Perhaps I'd better leave you to your work then.
That's his excuse for not having any eyeballs, is it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, what the fuck is this?
It's a murder board. What? This looks like some sort of notice board or something.
And it's absolutely covered in scraps of paper.
Oh, Mr. Naruhodo, look!
This, you mean? It's an autopsy report, isn't it?
And these are case notes here, and details of prison inmates.
Yes. In fact, they're all the sort of documents that only a detective could normally acquire.
Or, you know, the warden guy. Yeah, what the hell? Why are we assuming it's the detective? Okay.
What on earth went on in this room?
Some old newspaper cuttings and... Oh! And this one here!
Oh, yes. The advertisement, you mean? To the Red-Headed League. But why? What's it doing here?
Whoever occupied this room was clearly interested in it for some reason.
Is that it?
What about this? Apparently.
Sorry. Oh yeah, I'll just... Sorry, what were you on? The things on the...
This one first is good.
Excuse me?
Oh, Inspector. Oh, sir.
He can't possibly be... I mean, he can't possibly be able to focus on investigating when he's so upset.
Which is really stupid.
Yeah.
Because, surely you want somebody to...
Yeah.
Oh, well.
What do you want to check out?
The things on top of the mantelpiece.
Yes, no, it's not giving me anything weird,
Literally
right?
not. Wow, rude. Well,
But the mantelpiece
though,
itself
yeah.
does. An empty fireplace makes a room feel even colder than it would be otherwise, doesn't it?
It's thick with dust, look. I think it would be fair to say it hasn't been used in a very long time.
In other words, whoever lived in this room must have been extremely hardy in cold weather.
Or nobody lived here at all, and merely visited when the occasion arose. I wouldn't like to say which is more likely.
No, that's right. It's one or the other.
So she says that, but then also assumes that painting must be of, or a photograph or whatever, the portrait must be of a member of Gregson's family.
Yeah, but I think we may have to talk to Gina. think we have investigated everything we've got.
I think so.
Alright, Jeannie.
Oh, Iris calls her Ginny.
But Jeannie.
Oh, Jeannie.
Inspector Gregson. Gina, what was Inspector Gregson doing here in the first place?
That's what I want to know. It's, what, half a year since I got out the clink? That's why that's when I decided to give up me diving and become a detective instead. She can't speak, she's too grief-stricken.
Ah, yes. Mr. Sherms twisted the inspector's arm to agree to take you on as an apprentice, didn't he?
Something like that, I think. Anyway, the point is, I didn't really know much about the boss till then. But turns out he's a bit of a legend at the yard. Goodness, really? I say he managed to solve some really tricky case. Just like that.
He did?
Yep. And ever since then, he started going out on all sorts of investigations, but always on his own. No one else at the yard even knows what half the cases he's working on are, apparently.
That's not how it's supposed to work, is it? So, what was the legendary inspector doing in a dingy little room like this?
I know he had a lot of respect for the Reaper and all, and look where that landed him.
Respect for the Reaper? In what way?
I heard him say as much. I take my hat off to that fella, were his words.
Not how the general public feels, is it? Most people are terrified of the Reaper.
Yeah, boss said that's exactly why he respected the bloke.
I didn't realise Gregson held the Reaper in quite such high regard.
He said something else to me and all. But I didn't need to worry about the Reaper, because he only goes after people what are bad. It did kind of set my mind at ease when he said that.
Right.
Does sound like he knew more about the Reaper than he realised.
Yeah.
I mean, then yeah. Yeah, what if he arrested because he was father? Yeah, I wondered that as well,
Yeah.
the professor.
Sorry, I'm just going to skip through that.
No, it's cool.
Because I accidentally grabbed to see what... I wish I could cancel it.
Yeah, it's kind of
Probably
annoying,
need to
isn't
do
it?
this.
But
It's
kind of watching her do watching her do a little TikTok dance. So.
the crime scene. What is this place then? Does anyone live here?
Yeah, apparently it's been rented by some cove called Hugh Boone. Hugh Boone.
It's a sort of here today, gone tomorrow name, that isn't it?
Yeah, he's what we call an unidentified person. We haven't been able to get in touch with him.
No way. I see. Well, judging from appearances, I'd have to say this place hasn't been lived in for a long time, if
Huge
ever.
bone like a hound, perhaps. That's a good point. Right, all the lads from the yard piled down to get stuck into the investigation. But there's so little here, no one knew what to do with themselves. I do wonder.
Yes, Mrs. Alto?
Well, could it be that this Hugh Boone is in fact Inspector Gregson himself?
What? How could that be?
Well, if he was investigating on his own, it's quite possible that this was in fact some kind of secret office of his.
You're so close to putting it together, Sato. So why would the
Why would
fucking
he have the photograph of another man's wife?
I would just go like, oh, I was having an affair.
Yeah,
with her.
obviously this was his weird secret affair den. Is that what we're going to assume? He was having that cake, baby.
That's what BBC Sherlock would have led us to believe.
It's true.
I never have even considered that.
Nice work, Suze! We're actually following a line of inquiry like that ourselves.
You are?
If you look around the room, you'll see there's a few things that hint at it.
We should really investigate this place in detail.
We have in fact done that. Thanks though. Thanks though? I see that's where the poor inspector was found. Over there. Okay, so we should have talked to Gina first. Fine. Whatever. No. Yeah, that's right. Well, I said it was a single bullet what did him in. Apparently the bullet went right through him and struck that candle tree on the wall.
Ah, yes. It's blown one of the candles apart completely. We've established this.
The gun used is there on the floor. It's the Reaper's, isn't it? No denying that. Is it though?
What? Really?
How do you know that? Take it easy. I don't know what to do with myself when you stare at me with them big wide eyes. I'm only saying what I've heard. I don't know much about guns myself.
Okay, so we can't ask her.
But there's some big wig lawman or whatever who said so. Why don't you ask him?
Alright. A big wig lawman. Is it?
Anyway, Fresno Street runs along under that window there. There were some street sellers just outside who heard the gunshot. Oh, but I don't recall seeing anybody outside. Yeah, they've all been taken down the yard for questioning, that's why. We're talking about the yard's legendary inspector here after all. They'll be getting a grilling.
Do you think we might be able to speak with those street sellers ourselves?
No, I doubt it. The lads at the yard will just want to know what you're snooping for, and you'll be up for a grilling and all.
So we can't interview the witnesses then. Shame. Oh wait, I do actually want to. I wonder if I can present. Do you want to present the wig? Yeah, let's start with the wig. Gina, what do you make of this?
What is that? Evidence? Worked something out about what happened, have you?
Oh, no, not exactly.
I ain't been long enough in the job to get all this deducting business yet. But I swear I'm gonna get the person what did this to the boss.
A toy soldier?
I suspect that we're gonna get the same animal every single time, but I want to try it.
Toy soldier next?
Let's try all three things. I mean, yeah, the soldier, then the photo.
Yeah, what do you make of this?
Yeah.
Exactly. I'll script through.
Yeah. Yeah, those street sellers are going to be the redhead guys who were at Sholmes's. I want to say yeah.
Yeah.
Although weren't they already at the station? I don't know now. Well, it doesn't seem like. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's just all of it.
I suppose what we need to do now is hover over the move and see what. Yeah. Yeah. There we go.
Let's go
He's the great big lawman who says it's fun Zieks, which is great because we trust him, right?
Yeah, he's absolutely trustworthy. 100%. Alright, big lawman.
You've made good time.
I think that's Kazuma.
I took an express train back to London. I think it is. But I could be wrong.
I can hear Lord Strongheart. Can you?
Yes, it sounds as though he's talking to someone. Or it
yes!
Could be Is everything in place? I had a private compartment on the train so I could check all the paperwork.
It's...
Kazuma-sama!
Oh no, he did a scary turn.
Ah, your timing is impeccable.
I'm so scared right now. It is.
Van Zieks' gun would be way more stylish than that.
Yeah.
No doubt you have heard the sickening news.
Like, I swear, Lord Van Zieks would also have, like, at least a little Reaper Sims.
Yeah, he would.
He
would.
It would have stupid decorations on it.
Well, maybe that's what that little doohickey's for.
Oh
Maybe
my
that
god,
was
that's
like a
where
little...
he dangles his charms from.
That's where he tangles his little mobile charm. It's an
You're right, it's the mobile
itty
charm.
bitty kawaii Reaper charm made out of clay or amigurumi.
Oh my god.
About the Reaper's latest devilry.
Yes.
I'm sure you don't believe it, of course, though, Longthought Strongheart. That Lord Van Zieks could have done such a thing to Inspector Gregson. I believe only in the facts. And the facts in this case point to one thing. The unavoidable accusal of Lord Van Zieks for this crime. We must bring charges against the Reaper for taking the life of our legendary detective. Oh, no, surely not. It's a truly regrettable situation. Tomorrow the Forensic Science Symposium finally begins. At the very least, though, we can show the world our justice system's swift and equitable processes.
So, does that mean the trial is tomorrow?
Precisely. In fact, this is a fine opportunity for introductions.
What? Kazuma.
Ah, but of course, you're already acquainted, aren't you? Mr. Asogi here will be present at tomorrow's proceedings, leading the prosecution.
Yes.
Yeah, he basically had Van Zieks train his own replacement.
Yep. That's a nasty tactic, Strongheart. You are 100% the villain here.
Yeah.
Anybody who does that is a villain.
Mm-hmm. It's like, yes, wonderful. Coach this man so that when it is time for me to bring you down, he will know all of your tricks. You will have taught him everything he knows. Ugh. Ugh.
Wait. What? Kazuma?
As I'm sure you're aware, he's a very capable practitioner of law. Kazuma-sama, a prosecutor? Oh, okay, now he's just back there like they're in a boy band or something.
Yeah. Oh, okay. We can take him out.
I'm sorry for all the worry I've caused you, but it'll be all right now.
Has your memory completely returned?
Yes, completely. I remember everything, including what I was coming here to do.
Right.
Kazuma-sama, I can't tell you how happy I am to see you alive and well like this. But how did you come to be here in London when you were suffering from amnesia? It was the voice. This past year, I've been hearing it in my head constantly, saying the same thing over and over. Go to London. That's where your destiny awaits. It was that voice that guided me here to London. I'm so sorry for what's happened. Yeah, that's a great thing. Hearing voices in your head is definitely something you should act upon always, right? Anyway, my memory might have returned to me, but there's something that won't return to the way it was before.
Huh? What do you mean?
I'm a prosecutor now, so I'm sure our paths will cross again very soon.
Okay. Oh, goody. Why you were against us now, sir?
Guess so.
Might as well talk about tomorrow's trial!
I'm sure you can imagine that tomorrow's trial will be closely followed all over London. In fact, no. People all over the Empire will be watching closely to see how it unfolds.
Oh, he uses the Empire.
Well, to be fair, at that point we were
I
an
mean,
empire.
yes, but even so, it makes him extra villain coded.
Yeah, but we weren't a kingdom at that point. We were an empire.
You were, weren't you?
So it is not. I mean, it does make
Yeah, I
him
keep
more villain
forgetting.
coded, but it is.
Yeah, no, you're
I
right.
would say.
You couldn't say the entire country. No.
No,
It
because
had
it's
to be the
not.
empire. Yeah, exactly.
I arguably, although not that they can be watching, because I mean, what are they going to be? How are they going to be watching? Out of interest, like
Pigeons, clearly, like
yeah.
telegrams and pigeons.
It's true.
There's no salvation for anyone in a trial prosecuted by the Reaper of the Bailey, and now the Reaper himself must stand in the dock.
Quite so. The public want answers about the Reaper. Answers about how and why those who escaped conviction subsequently died mysterious deaths. But Lord Van Zieks firmly denies any involvement in such matters.
And there have been thorough investigations that have proven him to be innocent.
That's certainly true. Or it has been, at least. Until now. Ah. No. Tomorrow's trial will mark the start of a new chapter in our country's great judicial history.
Prosecutor Asugi. So, Kazuma will be prosecuting tomorrow.
That's right. But he's a defense lawyer, Lord Strongheart. Accomplished young law practitioners cannot pick and choose their roles. And imagine what it will mean for the prosecution to know the strategies commonly employed by the defense. A devastating combination, wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. I've no doubt that all that Kazuma will be... I've no doubt at all that Kazuma will be razor sharp as a prosecutor.
But why, Kazuma-sama? There are surely many other highly skilled prosecutors in Great Britain. It was a personal request. I asked to be assigned to the trial.
You asked for this, but why?
It will all become clear tomorrow. I'm guessing you intend to stand for the defense, don't you? Although the Reaper appears to be turning down all offers of representation. Maybe he doesn't want you to lose. I'm surprised such a personal request would have been upheld. It seems unprecedented, quite exceptional, in fact. You are quite right, Miss Mikotoba. Tomorrow's trial will be unprecedented and exceptional in every way.
Huh?
After all, the accused is one of Britain's greatest prosecutors, the pride of the Empire. It would be unwise to give the public a reason to perceive it as the judiciary closing ranks.
So, that's why you're happy to let the foreigner handle the prosecution.
Ryusuke, let's see how your skills have been honed after practicing law in this land for so many months.
Kazuma, I don't understand why you're being so hostile to me now. This isn't going to end well, my friend. The killer's gun. Ah! Gun!
Gone.
Oh, yeah, we noticed that there was a gun at the scene of Inspector Gregson's death. Do you know if it belongs to Lord Van Zieks?
That would be a question for the lead detective investigating the scene.
Well, the thing is, she wasn't sure, so she told me I should ask somebody higher up who might know.
That's right, Mr. Naruhodo. Be direct. It's certainly a model that's issued to all personnel involved in law enforcement, yes.
Oh, really?
Which includes prosecutors, as I'm sure you can imagine. could actually have belonged to the victim.
Or indeed a warden.
Or indeed a warden. No, Gregson had his gun on his person.
What about Lord Van Zieks?
He claims it's currently not in his possession.
Oh.
Got nicked, did it? You're supposed to report guns stolen, but,
Yep.
you know, whatever.
What?
According to his story, he lost it. In short, it's more than a little suspicious.
Are these things not... Do they not have fucking numbers on them?
You'd
like,
think.
bro.
You would think. But just because the gun in question is the same type as the defendant's is no proof that it's actually his. No, of course not.
Nevertheless, the situation is grave for Lord Van Zieks.
Like a warden. Ooh, touch for the very first time. Like a warden. Okay, sorry. You don't have to look at me like that, Socketwrench.
It doesn't look like we're going to glean much more here.
Maybe I deserve that.
Well, thank you very much, Lord Strongheart.
Remember, tomorrow's trial will go down in our empire's history. There's much you could learn from the public gallery.
Sorry to have taken up so much of your time. We'll see yourselves out.
It's time to go back to Van
Wait,
Zieks and bother him
Kazuma?
until he gives up. Before you go, Ryunosuke,
Oh, why is it, Kazuma?
I just wanted to thank you. Kazuma-sama, what? You took my determination to heart and brought it with you over the ocean in my stead. And you carried out my role to perfection. You always were intent on studying British law in order to change our own justice system. It was your dream, and Mr. Naruhodo didn't want that to die with you. Yes, but I had another purpose for coming here. Oh! I actually have a favor to ask.
She's finally gonna ask us, Jesus Christ. Which is?
This trial I'll be prosecuting tomorrow. I'd like you to be there to see how it ends. Right in front of me, as the defense counsel.
Why? What's this all about?
I know you have what it takes.
But Lord Van Zieks would never put his fate in my hands.
On the contrary, he recognizes your talent.
He does?
It's not easy to see behind the facade sometimes. But he's caught fifis. Here, have a look at this. Oh, that's really...
Oh no!
Oh,
Oh no!
Gee whizzes.
That's
Lord Van Zieks and Inspector Gregson.
their photograph that must have been taken some time ago by the looks of it. And who's the third person?
It was displayed very prominently in the detective's office.
In Gregson's office, you mean?
Yes. What I'm trying to say is, if you really think you can trust the Reaper, you might find that some straight talking makes him take a different view. Take it.
Gregson's photograph has been entered into the court record. An old photographic print displaying rather prominently in Inspector Gregson's office. Sorry, displayed rather prominently. Anyway, as if it was a treasured memory.
That's so upsetting.
I don't understand. Why you're giving me this?
Just hurry, Ryunosuke. Visiting hours at the prison are almost over.
What are you doing, Kazuma? He's displaying his role. Oops, accident too. work? I can't turn it over. That's just I hate. Okay, no joke. I keep thinking that this part here is part of the background when I glance over.
Right?
Like he's just.
He looks like
transparent.
stairs. He looks. Yeah, it looks like his body is made of stairs. It took me a minute too.
It's like oh, he's a ghost.
I think that's got to be his brother.
Mm-hmm.
But isn't that the jacket that Van Zieks wears?
Yes.
So he took his brother's jacket, I assume.
Yeah, he just wanted to dress up like he does have a slightly different style, I think.
A tie, maybe.
He has gloves.
But he also has the epaulets going on.
Yeah.
Those could still be gloves. But
yeah.
Here, look, a photo of probably your dead brother or someone of your family, and the guy you're accused of murdering. Also, you embarrassingly young and smiling. Yeah. Well, has it got a wider collar? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, it does.
I was just recognizing the epaulets, I guess. But
similar.
Maybe he's had it tailored.
Yeah.
I actually, because I haven't looked at him as much as you have, because you did the reference with the drawing and everything, which is amazing. Still.
Yeah, we'll go to prison.
Time to go to dumb baby jail. Oh yeah, he's got that. Like,
yeah, he got the.
It really has that. Maybe it's just that it's too big for him. Also, those epaulets are completely different, and I have no idea what I was yapping on about.
Lord Van Zieks is still reading that letter. Like, holy shit, sir!
Man's got dyslexia, okay? Don't be so mean to him. We've been gone quite some time, though.
He's disassociating, clearly. Either he's an incredibly slow reader, or it's an incredibly long letter. Or he might even be able to read English faster than he can.
I heard that! I was intending to ignore you entirely. No, you're right, it's a completely different jacket, and I don't know what I was smoking. But I can't turn a deaf ear to such an insulting Nipponese.
Alright! Oh, sorry. I didn't think you'd hear that.
I had the case notes brought to me in secret. I was reading them to pass the time.
The warder will absolutely not be able to hear this.
No, right? Yes, we heard that your trial is set for tomorrow. Which is none of your business.
So, have you found a lawyer?
How many times must I reiterate the same thing? This is nothing to do with you.
I started waving the photograph at him. In other words, no.
We were just talking to Lord Strongheart, and the prosecutor for your trial has been decided. I'd expect nothing less, though I have no idea who it is.
It's going to be Kazuma Asogi.
Asogi?
That made the color drain from his face.
Well then. It seems I'm going to have to engage in conversation with you again after all. The
eagerness to just show that photo. Hold on. I'm just gonna save just in case the game's like, bye! No more conversations for you! That was the right path. Let's see if he wants to respond to the photo. Oh, look at your baby face! Lord Van Zieks, we came by this old photograph.
Where did you get that? It was taken when I became a qualified prosecutor. It's almost unbelievable. I assumed it was long lost.
Is the man on the left there?
Yes, that's my brother, Clint.
Sorry for laughing, but every single time when I just see the written like that, I'm like, this stands out.
Clint on its own is such a... Like, Clint Van Zieks works.
Yeah.
But just Clint. I don't know.
I mean, they named their children Clint and Baroque.
Yeah.
Sorry, Baroque.
Yeah.
I need to actually pronounce it correctly, I suppose.
Yeah.
Clinton Baroque. It had to be, really. Apparently, this picture was prominently displayed in Gregson's office. He had a deep respect for you, you know. Were you aware of that?
Respect? That's nonsense!
No, we've heard someone attest to it very clearly. Inspector Gina Lestrade, no less.
Well, maybe once, yes. There was a time things were like that.
He is more handsome than
I
his
think
brother.
so, personally, yeah. But everybody looking at the portrait was like, well, that guy's much hotter than Van Zieks.
Yeah. They are
Portraits are wont to lie. We were brothers in arms, jovially discussing the future of justice and other such lofty subject matter. That was a nice glimpse of the past, I thank you.
I feel as though I got a nice glimpse of the past then too. There was a glimmer of light in his eyes, a brief twinkle, an insight into the true nature of this man, known to all as the stone called the Reaper of the Bailey. Well, I won't show him the wig.
10 years ago, my older brother, who was the director of prosecutions at the time, was murdered. And the killer, as you know, was a visiting student from the Far East.
Allegedly.
Not a single day goes by when I don't curse the name Asogi. Genshin Asogi was Kazuma-sama's father.
We know! Game, we know!
No, right? So what cruel twist of fate is this now, 10 years later? The man's son is to crucify me in some kangaroo court?
I still don't understand why Lord Strongheart apprenticed Kazuma to you.
It's what he does. No doubt he knew of the young man's true identity from the outset. But what could he have been hoping to achieve?
And let's not forget that it was only 8 days ago that Kazuma recovered from his amnesia. Why would Lord Strongheart assign this trial to somebody like that?
Asogi. That name is the very epitome of my bane. The bane that is you Nipponese.
Right. You're hated of all us Japanese. Ta! The Nipponese pain.
I don't know why that sounds so silly. I'd only just been appointed as a prosecutor when it happened 10 years ago.
It just sounds like a weird curse, you know.
It does, right?
Oh, if you pick this up, you will
Oh, be gassed with the Nipponese bane! My brother Clint, director of prosecutions, was hunting down a mass murderer.
The so-called professor.
Assigned to the investigation as his partner was a certain visiting student dispatched from Scotland Yard.
And that was Genshin Asogi.
Exactly. I developed a deep respect for the man. He seemed noble-minded and chivalrous in the extreme to me. But none of us saw the true nature of the man. So I lost everything when it happened. My esteemed brother, the people I believed in, and any semblance of right prevailing over wrong. Oh, how awful. To avenge my brother, I prosecuted in Asogi's trial. I don't think that's quite okay. It wouldn't ordinarily have been allowed, but I beleaguered the ascribed prosecutor until he consented. What do you mean by the ascribed prosecutor? The man in charge of the Professor case inquiry. Lord Mail Strongheart.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
I see.
Oh dear.
I see. Uh-huh.
Wait, what? Lord Strongheart?
He was a highly accomplished prosecutor, but he agreed to relinquish the trial to me and act as my advisor instead. Since that time, he's the one person to whom I've felt indebted. Oh boy, I've got such bad news for him, probably, maybe, I think. Shit. I'm sure he must have seen your zeal for the case and recognized your potential as a prosecutor. Anyway, time passed. But then earlier this year, who should arrive in London but you? Ah. And of all things, as a lawyer.
I felt your animosity the first time I ever faced you in the courtroom. Your obvious deep loathing of us Japanese.
I kept telling myself it was illogical. But for so many years, that hatred had festered inside me. I could no longer control it.
And I can understand why. Now I know your history.
But in the same way that I've long felt the Nipponese to be the bane of my life, to Kazuma Asogi, I am the bane of his, the Reaper who sent his father to the gallows. He's looking for revenge, and he intends to take it in court tomorrow.
Inspector Gregson.
Gregson's transfer to the Paris Police Prefecture had finally been arranged for the coming month. Oh no, that was what doomed him, huh?
Yeah.
He was going to retire in a week.
Oh shit.
It's tradition.
Yeah.
But he'll never make it to France now. It's a tragedy.
You're very brave.
I'm not going to sing it. I was singing it all last night, but I'm not going to sing it now.
Ah, yes. Come to think of it, he did mention something about that, didn't he?
I wonder, does it happen often? Being transferred internationally, I mean. It's the first time I've ever encountered it. Oh. The Paris police welcoming an English detective is almost inconceivable. I can't imagine what kind of magic Gregson must have worked to put that arrangement in place.
It sounds like that mystery has even the Reaper perplexed. Everyone's evil.
We're evil too. I'm afraid to say that we were very ignorant about Inspector Gregson's standing. We hear that he was considered something of a legend at Scotland Yard. Again, it was 10 years ago that he first made a name for himself by uncovering a decisive piece of evidence that exposed the professor's identity.
Oh, was that case then, huh?
If it wasn't for Gregson's singular approach to the case, the discovery would never have been made.
And as a reward, he was given infinite chip.
And as a reward, he was given the relic that produced infinite chip on demand. Yeah.
What sort of approach?
Every D&D campaign has one. After my brother's life was taken, the inspector pushed for a full autopsy. Oh, my, 10 years ago.
Why is that so surprising?
Autopsy was considered a desecration of the body at the time and rarely performed. And my brother was, of course, a noble. That made the idea of it even more unthinkable. But something Gregson had dug up in his investigations made him determined it was necessary. His powerful convictions somehow influenced the House of Lords, and as a result, I could avenge my brother's death.
So, you must have had So you must have had great confidence in the inspector's abilities then.
And it's even more inconceivable that you would have taken his life. Inspector Gregson.
Oh.
I mean, Inspector Gregson. It's so difficult to make this man sound emotional. Holy shit.
It's because...
Inspector Gregson! No! 10 years ago, my older brother, who was the director of prosecutions at the time, was murdered. Yes,
if we've been through this.
And the killer, as you know, was a visiting student from the Far East. Did you?
No, I swear, this is just the gun.
No,
I
it was
clicked
the
on
first
the gun.
option again. I don't think...
Oh, I was gonna say I didn't realize. I'm so sorry. I was like, no, why is he doing this again? The game sometimes does this, but... Okay, we get to watch him do... There we go. Sorry about that.
Thank you very
Your
much.
gun. About the gun used to shoot the inspector that was found at the scene.
Yes. That's not mine.
Mine has a little Reaper diamond.
Yeah.
Really? Because common opinion seems to think that it is.
What do you expect me to say to that? Lord Strongheart informs us that you claim to have misplaced your firearm. As embarrassing as that is, I'm afraid it's true.
When did you lose it then?
That... I don't know. Oh! I was issued with a revolver when I first became a prosecutor 10 years ago.
Yeah,
because Solomon stole it. I did wonder about it potentially.
Because he wants his revenge.
Well, yeah, he's been manipulated potentially by Strongheart.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah.
Yeah, Strongheart is final boss code, and I feel like...
He really is, though, isn't he?
Like, fucking hell, man.
I'd be surprised if he doesn't just mutate into his final form at some point. I must have stowed it somewhere, I suppose, or left it somewhere, perhaps.
Ah! And Zieks feeling like a normal person.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell, I did have the gun.
No.
Probably yeeted it somewhere.
Yeah, mistook it for a wine bottle and threw it at a member of the public, probably. How am I supposed to know? You have something in common with Lord Van Zieks after all, Mr. Naruhodo. A talent for misplacing things.
No. This is nothing to do with me. Don't drag me into this.
You want him to step up and a Dark Souls life bar appears on the screen. Yeah. We've got to prove Van Zieks' innocence before the bar, before his charge bar fills up.
Yes.
Quick time event! Space bar! Sorry.
Have a space bar.
I do. Yeah, well, you're going to have to work it out, aren't you? Don't make the mistake of associating me with this Nipponese! Oh dear. The rift is very wide, isn't it?
So, it's not decisive evidence, clearly. But it doesn't look too good, that's for sure.
In court, you can't make him too mad or he strangles you personally. Oh, yeah. Oh. Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh, that's the first time he's ever used my actual name.
I've lost all confidence in my country's justice system. I don't trust the police, the judiciary, or lawyers. But there's still one thing I'm willing to believe in.
What's that?
That which you see in the eyes of another across the courtroom. A simple determination to know the truth.
Lord Van Zieks.
From the very first time we clashed in the Bailey, almost a year ago now, I couldn't deny it, even though I dearly wished I could. here is a loathsome Nipponese who has absolute integrity as a lawyer. There are only 2 other men I've known with that same look in their eyes. My brother Clint and Genshin Asogi.
The man he idolized and the man who betrayed his trust in the most hideous way.
When you showed me that photograph just now, it reminded me.
You mean this photograph? Yes, the only one we've what other photograph have we been showing him exactly?
Back then, I was able to laugh. I was free of the shackles of mistrust that plague me now. I looked to the future with hope. Since then, I've protected myself against betrayal by refusing to trust anyone.
Sorry, this is a side note, but his brother kind of has like the Mr. Darcy thing going on, doesn't he?
Oh, he does, doesn't he?
So
Yeah.
they would be like, oh my god, he's more handsome!
Yeah, this man's handsome! Throw him in a lake!
I don't know, it's kind of the vibe
Yeah.
I felt like the artists were going for.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Sorry to interrupt you, Zieks. Talk about your products.
It's fine. I'm used to it. But at times, the mire into which I've sunk makes it almost impossible to breathe.
I'm so sorry.
So, Mr. Naruhodo, I want to believe in that look in your eyes. I need to believe in it. In tomorrow's trial, will you advocate for me?
Might as well be a marriage proposal.
Uh-huh, right? Mm-hmm.
Of course I will! It would be an honour.
He said yes! I mean, great, wonderful. Thanks. See you tomorrow then, bitch. I'm so pleased, Mr. Naruhodo. Congratulations. When is the date? Will there be children? Then my life is in your hands.
He's practicing his vows already.
Mm-hmm. Till my court-appointed death do we part.
I mean, that's also the thing, though. Like, I keep forgetting the death sentence is a thing here. Like,
Yeah, very much so.
it's easy to forget. It's like, ooh, it's the gallows for him otherwise.
Mm-hmm. Yep. To be fair, he sent a lot of people. He would have sent some of our friends to the gallows if we
Yeah.
hadn't been as good at our job as we are.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's fine.
Yeah, he'd been like, Gina,
Yeah.
death.
Yeah.
But as a bit of a side, no, I forgot what I was trying to say. Well, for Lord Van Zieks,
Side-eye died.
that must
What-
have been an incredibly difficult. an incredibly hard thing to ask. What were you going to say?
No, I wasn't saying anything. I
Oh.
swear. No, it's fine.
Oh.
Will his last request be to break another artisanal chalice? I hope
Aw.
so. This daring rescue actually involves cracking a wine bottle over the head of the executioner and leaping from the whatchamacallit. What's it called? The wooden bit. What they put all the... I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Yes.
S. Go ahead. Read your thing.
You need to draw. Yeah. Do it. Which is why I simply cannot let the man down. Tomorrow, in the Old Bailey, against my old friend Kazuma. We'll be fine.
Sleep tight. Don't let the court nerves bite. As the bottle breaks over Strongheart's skull, Van Zieks cracks a smile that he hasn't had for a decade. Yeah. Yeah.
I would like to say thanks.
Wee-hee-hee.
Wee-hee-hee.
And while you're saving, I'm going to quickly quickly be
Oh, I see how it is. I was gonna hydrate, but instead I'm just stuck here while you just
Do you want me to get you something while I'm up?
No, I got hydration.
You were going to hydrate, but instead you're just stuck here. But you can still hydrate because you've got water. Would you like me to refill it?
Go away and go do your business.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Leave.
Keep pushing me and I'll hydrate you.
Oh. Wait, are you alright there?
Yes, I'm fine.
There were just loud knocking noises. I don't know if the microphone picked that up. I don't know what she did or what she walked into. Oh, man. Man, I did not drink enough caffeine today to be ready for this whole trial. I also want to know what Shomes has been up to all this time. And I also like when Zieks has been like reading the fucking like pre-trial preparation, but he didn't share it with us. It's like, no, it's cool. It's cool. I don't need to know the details other than I didn't do it. Oh my god, you're right. Lord Van Zieks got her. He's just been like praying. Oh, anyway, I am going to. Sorry, I'm going to be quiet for a second because I do need to hydrate. So this is from me reminding everybody else to hydrate. Like, oh my god. Ugh. Did the Reaper get you?
Yeah, no, yep, that's the one. Yep, he jumped out from behind a box that I definitely didn't walk into. Nobody heard me walking into a box in the hallway.
A box in the hallway?
Yep.
What box was there in the hallway?
The box that's been in the hallway for the last decade.
Oh! That box!
Yeah, you dumbins. That box. Goodness me, your object permanence really is someone else, isn't it?
Shut up. Coffee, I can't, I'm not allowed coffee.
No.
I'm not allowed coffee after like 4.
5.
Because, no, I had it yesterday after 4. And I was awake until like 2:30 a.m.
Yeah, you were, weren't you? I forgot.
And I slept for like 5 hours. And considering I'm trying to get better, it's not the best thing to do.
To be fair, Dr. Pepper has caffeine in it, doesn't it?
That stuff never does anything for me other than like prevent me
it was
from,
the AeroPress coffee that got you.
Yeah.
To be fair, I had 2 AeroPress coffees on Monday, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was seeing shapes.
Stuff makes pretty strong coffee.
Yeah. I had 2 AeroPress coffees and started learning programming. That's how strong that was.
Oh.
Woo!
Oh. I love the bean juice.
I'm a big advocate of the bean juice.
And kind of like I used to not have the bean juice, but now I do have the bean juice because at some point I realized I couldn't continue to drink Coke if I wanted caffeine.
Drinks.
Because like zero drinks were fucking disgusting.
They were
Light
back
drinks
then.
gave me horrible stomach aches.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, well, guess I'm gonna have to learn how to drink coffee. And for the longest time, like I had to drink the really sugary
I
stuff.
was gonna say we started you on frappes.
Yeah.
Grown-up milkshakes.
Yeah, I did. And that was like,
And
oh my god,
mochas.
there's so much coffee. Yeah.
Mochas were definitely a gateway drug.
Yes. I still really love mocha.
Yeah, mocha is good.
And now I just drink them black.
Yeah.
I mean, the AeroPress one I can have black. So.
The AeroPress one is good. Black.
So good. Holy shit. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I kind of gave you a drug addiction, really, didn't I?
Yeah, but it's also called managing my undiagnosed ADHD.
Yeah. Yeah.
I get really fucking stupid. Like, my brain really stops working if I don't put caffeine in it.
Shame. I realised, I had never realised just how much of a difference caffeine was actually making to me as a person. A functioning person. Until I forgot my coffee one time when I went to work. And I had to spend an entire day without coffee. And I just kept making mistakes. And I couldn't focus. Yeah. And I could barely speak sometimes. And I kept tripping over my words. And I was like, oh no, wait, hang on. Something's wrong with me. But yeah.
No drug addictions here.
No drug addictions here. Only dependencies. That's the one.
Yeah, you're right.
That's the word Shames would use, I think. Dependencies.
Yeah. Yeah, oh god, like, I'm kind of sad that I didn't drink coffee back when I still lived in the Netherlands, because I had local coffee shops everywhere where you could just go in.
You could actually just buy the beans.
Yeah, you could just say, hey, can I have a bag of this many grams in that, like, and could you grind my beans in this format? I mean, back then it wasn't as common to do it at home, but also there's so many bean types.
Yeah. You sometimes bring me back when you went to visit,
yes,
like bags of the stuff, and I was just like, oh,
yeah,
man.
Yeah, this is like the UK. Just isn't. The UK is actually a surprising un-coffee culture.
Yeah, considering we are reasonably big when it comes to coffee culture.
Yeah.
We are nowhere near as advanced as many countries in Europe, which does make a certain amount of sense, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, you're pleased to know that the shop still exists in Bali.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that.
So. But yeah, I don't know. It's... Then again, in the Netherlands for the longest time, like, Starbucks wasn't taking off. They couldn't get any hold in the Netherlands.
Because of your independent
Yeah, because of all our independent coffee shops. And you still will see it. Like, most towns will not have a Starbucks. They will have independent coffee places only. It's cities, large cities that have big chains.
Like,
yeah, so... Yeah.
And stations too.
Yeah.
Often.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They'll have the little...
They do... Yeah.
But not always stations. Like, it depends. Like, the smaller ones. Like, the bigger ones that have kind of got the rows of shops.
Yeah.
As part of them. They'll usually have something like that.
Wow.
Where the sit down and have a coffee culture isn't as big.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
You have the most Costas on the high streets.
Oof. Yeah.
Thing is, like, I haven't visited the Starbucks for obvious reason for years.
Yeah.
Quite like Costa. I know people think the taste burnt, but I quite enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm
If you're gonna have a frap, I must have the burnt coffee taste with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would never just buy a black coffee from them,
I think
ever.
The last time we had a Starbucks, it was actually the eggnog latte.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? Like 2 years ago?
Yeah, I think 2 years ago.
I do kind of miss that, but not enough to go back to Starbucks.
No,
but I do, however, like the Costa Black Forest hot chocolate. And they also do a frap. But the calories in that thing are excessively high. Like, we're talking like 400 and something calories, I think, for the frap.
Yeah.
And I think 300 and something for the Black Forest hot chocolate.
Yeah.
That occasionally I will ration just so I can have one.
Yeah.
Because around this time of the year it's just really good. But
it is. God, I love that Black Forest hot chocolate.
if we ever go to Watford, you'll gently nudge us in the direction of Ocean Bells. I mean, recommendations for like actual real local coffee shops, I am always so willing to take, because I would absolutely take a local coffee shop over a chain, but only if it's been recommended to me, because the number of local coffee shops I've tried and they've just been downright unpleasant.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, cool. Boston Tea Party, I don't know if that's still around in Exeter, but I used to really like Boston Tea Party. They used to do an amazing white hot chocolate, and I'd get a sandwich made with Cornish yard and apple, and I would just sit there and for hours. And they had a really good vibe there. But I don't even know if it's still around. That was like, what? Oh god, that was almost 20 years ago now, wasn't it?
I think so, yes.
Gee whizzes. I don't like that. They also used to do a really nice daily soup. Anyway. They recently expanded by taking over the milkshake parlour next door, and they do a really good brunch now. Ooh! Now you definitely have my attention.
Man, yes.
Ocean Bells. That's like a uncommon enough name that I hope that we would recognise it if we ever go to Watford.
It's a good name.
It is. Actually, yeah, it is.
Right.
That old familiar feeling called love.
There's that old familiar feeling again. The crushing pressure of this historic courthouse.
Yeah, that too.
Actually, no, it's a little different today. There's an even more menacing tension in the air. Do you think Van Zieks is staying back?
I was gonna say, yeah, right? He's just standing there like... That is a menacing tension in the air here today, isn't there? I suppose.
Yes, I think so.
Yep.
It can only be the result of the menacing appearance of the defendant.
A little more courtesy, if you please. Oh my! I do apologise. However, you're certainly not mistaken that this trial is far from ordinary.
What do you mean?
I'm not privy to the details. However, I understand that no jury has been selected.
Pardon?
Oh good, this is not a jury trial. I think
Well,
actually this is against the Magna Carta in that case.
You was not joking about kangaroo court here.
You are legally required to be able to request a jury of your peers.
Yeah.
As per the Magna Carta. That's not, I don't think...
Strong art!
A trial without a jury? Well, that's just like the trial of the professor 10 years ago, which, you know, also was illegal. But okay.
A closed court. Oh god.
Oh good god.
Oh, his hair's
His
returned
hair's
to normal.
returned to normal. Yippee! Or he's wearing a wig underneath.
Oh my god!
That's what I reckon.
Oh my god, yeah, that's my United Kingdom too, actually. I'm joining you on that one.
If he ever whips his hat off, the wig's gonna come with it. Good morning, my dear fellows!
He got up!
He did.
This man got up in
I mean,
time!
this trial matters to him.
Yeah, clearly. Mr. Sholmes.
Have you made note of my hair, Mr. Naruhodo? An outright victory for science, you must agree. Squeak.
To be perfectly honest, so much happened yesterday that, well, I completely forgot about your little hair problem. Like,
Well, what to one man is a little hair problem, is to another a day of drinking dubious potion after dubious potion.
caffeine.
You have no idea how my stomach ails me this morning. Oh dear, how awful for you. It's you.
I'm afraid you only have yourself to blame, Mr. Sholmes.
And good morning to you, Mr. Reaper. I'm delighted to see you looking so full of vim. And you. I see London's celebrated great detective is as active as ever. Oh, you exaggerate, my dear fellow, compared to my paltry engagements with a few trivial cases. The Reaper's overbearing presence is a far greater deterrent to the black roots of crime in our capital. And whilst I may not agree with your methods, there is at least one point on which I would readily commend you. What an honour. And that would be... your eye for a good lawyer, sir.
Mr. Sholmes?
After all, behind this lawyer there is a very great mind. My own. Why do they feel like they're at completely different scales?
Yeah, because Sholmes is normally not this tall. I don't think.
No, I think he is. But I feel like Van Zieks is closer to the camera than Sholmes. Like,
yeah, that's also
but he feels like he should be taller, but not. But I don't know. Something's just off about their scale. Like their heads are different sizes. You know?
Yeah.
What are you trying to say? I wish only to say that you should be prepared for quite a trial, Mr. Reaper.
Thanks.
Sorry to barge in. Sorry to barge in.
Oh.
Sorry to barge in.
Oh.
Probably, unless it was Daddy speaking, but whatever.
Oh look, she got a thing. I didn't notice.
She does, doesn't she?
Gina. What's that on her arm? It's a mourning band, I suppose.
Father, shouldn't you be at the symposium? I mean, let me guess, he's brought the symposium here. Oh no, not okay.
Ah, it's been proposed, so I have some free time.
Postponed.
Postponed, yeah, I saw that.
Never
I decided to come along with the police inspector to see our country's up-and-coming students in action. I shall be very interested to see the fruits of your studies over the past year. Well, it's an honor to have you here. Let's hope there are some fruits to see. Oh.
Odo,
Oh, yes, Gina?
why'd you agree to this, eh? Why'd you take him on? This Reaper bloke, everyone says it was him! What killed the boss?
I'm sorry, Gina, but I don't believe that.
Well, if it weren't him, who was it?
I don't know that yet.
I don't care who calls him what. The Reaper's just a name. He's just a person at the end of the day. And if it turns out it was him what killed the boss, then God help him! Fiery eyes, indeed. Yes, the culprit deserves every ounce of your loathing. Eh? At least that may be some solace to the deceased. Please, Odo, get whoever did this for the boss. Oh, Gina. I hate feeling this useless, but there's nothing I can do. So you've got to find who done this and make the wretch pay! Counsel for the defence and the defendant. Ta!
I like how they did that in tune, like the little jiggle. Sorry for not joining you.
It's fine. Court will be in session shortly. Make your way into the courtroom at once, please.
Alright then, here we go.
Also, apologies if I popped anybody's eardrums with that last Gina yelling. You know. It's time, Mr. Naruto. Lord Van Zieks.
One who lost his treasured brother to a mass murderer. One who lost his treasured father in a foreign court of law.
That's how you know he's not a good person anymore. No more head tentacles.
I know, right? Like,
he's lost the privilege. They've left him. They've crawled off to another host.
And one who lost a man who helped her escape destitution.
Tentacles of truth.
All that misfortune, all that pain. On course to collide headlong in this trial. It's time to shine a light on all these dark events. We should check our head, yeah. And whatever truth is revealed, we're going to have to look it straight in the eye.
Was Sholmes supposed to be saying all this or what? No, I don't think so. Whatever.
No, Sholmes is just there being like, ha ha ha, mysterious, but whoa, something the truth.
I've known the truth all along! Ha 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 ha! Yes. Nope, no truth noodles on our head. Where have they gone? We just don't know.
In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session.
Maybe they're up Susato's sleeves.
Yeah, I want hot judge
Truth
back.
elbows. I also want hot judge back.
We are here to conduct the fair and just trial of the defendant, Barak Van Zieks.
How is it fair and just when there's no jury though? Although not that the jury's making anything particularly fair and just normally that said.
Counsels for the defense and prosecution. Are you ready to begin?
Is that them telling us that we don't get a summation examination?
Shit.
Boo hiss howdy, that's like 50% of the game.
Also, wait, how is they closed trial, but
There's still
it's
people in the
open
gallery, yeah, right?
like, yeah, we were even invited to...
Maybe it's friends and relatives. I don't know.
Anyway, the defense is ready, my lord.
Or maybe they've just been paper cutouts this whole time.
Oh, yeah.
The prosecution is more than ready. Oh, Kazuma-sama.
I've been wishing to see you in court again for so long, it feels. But I never pictured it happening like this. I never thought I'd be facing you behind the prosecution's bench. The so-called Reaper of the Bailey has been a scourge like no other, undermining Her Majesty's justice system. Today, we must uncover the truth behind this scourge.
He pumps iron gun noodles, that's why. Protein-rich diet.
Yeah. Like,
he's been bulking.
In other words, this trial is going to be a lot more far-reaching than Inspector Gregson's murder.
Maybe he's just leaning forwards, because Van Zieks was always like leaning back, you know, so that he could prepare to stick his leggy out.
Yeah. The truth revealed by these proceedings may have unpredictable repercussions through the judiciary. Accordingly, they are to be conducted as a closed trial, with no members of the public present. Then who are those people in the background?
Public cutouts, obviously. But yeah, so they just would have been the same 6 members of the public that we always have anyway, so I don't know why they're even bothering. Je know. Just painted on the wall, yeah.
Yeah. God.
As long as we get fireworks at the end, I don't care for the repercussions, it's true.
No comment. By Her Majesty's direct orders.
I like that they've still bothered lighting the jury fires there.
Yeah.
Like...
How will that work, my lord? The burden of all the arbitration, oh god, and adjudication falls on my shoulders.
We are in trouble.
This is the fucking... This is the same judge.
On the other hand, literally any time Van Zieks in the past has said, well, my lord, this man is talking bullshit. This judge has been like, oh, good point, you're right, he is talking bullshit, yes. You're correct, Van Zieks. So, maybe we'll be okay. Because we've been all like, yes, here is why that argument is correct, and here is all the proof we have, and Van Zieks has just been like, no. And he's been like, oh yeah, good point. Van Zieks says no, so your argument's invalid. Sorry. Maybe we'll be okay?
Yeah, maybe.
You never know. Or, as Kenneth Noodles reminded us, facts? What do you mean?
Well, here goes. Therefore, as you will see, the jury's bench shall remain vacant today. We didn't want to render more people.
If no members of the public are present, might I ask who is currently occupying the gallery, my lord?
Good question.
We couldn't be bothered to take away.
They are members of the judiciary, here to witness proceedings and ensure an equitable trial. Members of the judiciary. What? Can we stop saying the word judiciary, please? I hate it.
Well, yeah. To be fair, you've not been saying the word judiciary from the beginning.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh my! This is a very unusual trial already.
There is, of course, another unprecedented aspect to these proceedings on which I must elaborate. The counsel for the prosecution and the defense are both aliens of Great Britain.
Beep beep boop boop. I believe it takes an outsider to see the truth sometimes.
Yep.
And as I stand here in this courtroom now, I'm quite certain. And this is the reason why I had to come to Britain.
Very well, let us commence proceedings. Prosecutor Asogi, your opening statement, if you please.
Certainly, my lord.
Oh.
The incident took place on the 1st of November at just after 5 o'clock in the afternoon. The location was a building of flats on Fresno Street on the outskirts of the city.
Kazuma used to be a really nice dude. He had good vibes. Like, this guy...
This guy doesn't feel like him at all.
No, it's really kind of jarring. Like, it's like, who are you?
Well,
like,
to be fair, he was wearing an ASEAN mask before, so...
Yeah, he's
Kazuma died, and an ASEAN took over his body, and that is what is happening here.
Yeah. Because, I don't know, man, it just doesn't feel like him.
It does not. It's really weird.
He was like...
Also, if you remember the flashbacks we've had of him, he was like really...
He was super chill and like teehee, and he smuggled us onto the boat in his suitcase.
Yeah. So I think Strongheart's had some weird thing to do with
yes,
him.
whatever the Strongheart is doing here, I am very sussy. No, sorry.
Oh, so yeah, I think he's got like a I think he's got those little kind of like puffy starched sleeve cap type things.
I hate those.
So that when he moves the arm, like theoretically they kind of it pops up. You don't normally see that on male dress, but blazers and stuff do that too. So I think that's what it's supposed to be, but it does just look like the model's getting squashed up. It's really odd. Yeah, the other shoulder, like where I think the sleeve is like capped, kind of funny, and I think that's really what they were trying to do with it. But it just looks a little odd. But the victim's body was discovered there in an old single-room rental property.
We saw Gregson last. He handed us some evidence in the last trial.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh, he gonna die!
Yeah, that's pretty much what we figured sealed his fate. He handed us the evidence that Sholmes had asked him to give us.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, on Dr. Scythe.
On Dr. Scythe.
Yeah, without it, we wouldn't have been able to,
uncover the truth about any of it, in fact. It was the autopsy report.
Yeah, it was in her old maiden name.
He gave her the autopsy report with Dr. Scythe's maiden name.
Yeah.
Of the professor. So, yeah.
Yeah.
That.
Was it actually the professor?
It was the autopsy report of the professor.
Huh. Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. Yeah. Yeah. No, so for a second I was like, huh? Why is Twitch not letting you say that Sholmes is sus?
How strange.
That's...
Wow, Twitter is like pro Sholmes. Yeah.
Yes, Inspector Tobias Gregson, a name very well known indeed to this court. Yeah, this is the thing though, sorry, that was the thing I was going to talk about earlier. The fact that Strongheart has potentially picked Gregson as well is a very good way, because everybody loves him.
Yeah.
He's a legend.
Yeah, he's also been featured in Ranced magazine.
Yeah, and apparently he was also the one who helped catch the professor.
Yeah.
That's what he's known for, so it's like, oh, fucking no.
He was a very good one to pick if you want to get people on your side against Van Zieks.
Yeah.
Because, he was basically like a household figure.
Not least for his miraculous resolution of one of this country's grimmest cases 10 years ago.
The Professor case.
How sure are you about the time of the incident?
Several witnesses on the street outside heard the gunshot, and all have reported the same time.
I just love the fact that we don't know what Van Zieks was doing there. He's like, I can't tell you that. It's like, okay, but as your lawyer...
Yeah.
As your lawyer, it would be good to know.
Yeah, like, what are you protecting? Because Gregson can't... He's fine. I mean, you can't hurt him now.
There's like client, lawyer, like what is it called?
Privilege.
Like privilege. Is that not a thing at this point in time? Or what?
It's possible, not so much.
Yes, that's what Gina told us too. There were a number of witnesses. Can't wait for those weirdos to show up. And I bet it's the weirdest that Sherm sent
It
off,
has to be. Yeah, it has to be.
which is why, anyway.
I have here a plan of the room.
Convenient.
The victim was found curled up in one corner. It's believed that he was shot from the front at point-blank range and died instantly.
Really?
Hmm.
It's difficult to believe. How has the range been determined?
There were scorch marks around the entry wound. Such marks are caused by the gunpowder used to fire the bullet. But powder hot enough to leave scorch marks is only ejected a few inches beyond the end of the barrel.
That really makes no sense on what the candle looked like.
Yeah.
Like,
If he was right in the corner there,
yeah.
that would have been one hell of an angle on that gun.
Yeah.
The bullet.
Yeah, dude.
In other words, it only happens when the target is at point-blank range.
Yeah. I see. Yes. Thank you for the detailed explanation, Counsel.
I'd like to think that if he, for example, was shot the other direction, down via the candle, for example, there would be a hole in the wall, we'd have noticed.
Yeah.
Unless the gun was somehow attached to the wall.
Also, looking at the location of... I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's really odd.
Yeah. Inspector Gregson's autopsy report stating that the death was instant, resulting from a bullet shot at close range.
Yeah, how has the hit list not been relevant since the time we discovered it?
Well, we kind of knew that Gregson was on it, and it's
Yeah.
been kind of... And don't forget that Kazuma was also on that list.
Kazuma was on it, Gregson was on it, Susato's dad was on it,
Yeah.
and so was that Jose, whatever her name was.
Yeah.
She was a Shin.
Yeah.
So I still wonder what her existence
Yeah.
has to do with this.
Same.
I mean, presumably the fact that they brought her case back at the beginning of the second game
Yeah, it's like,
means that she's going to become relevant again.
Yeah.
But
sorry, I was also gonna check
Cause
the
of-
autopsy report. Oh, sorry.
yeah, hang on, hit me up with the first bit. Coroner Maria Gori, that's a great coroner name, of course it is. Victim Tobias Gregson, male, age 45, nationality British, time of death. Time of death
Sorry.
is blank.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Alright.
So
Cool.
that's interesting.
Cool. Cause of death.
Is
Victim-
that how you spell caliber when it comes to guns?
I guess so.
Huh.
Sorry, cause of death.
Victim was shot in the chest at close range from the front, resulting in instant death. Scorch marks at point of entry. The bullet exited the body from behind. Additional observations: the caliber of the gun used matches that of standard issue firearms for members of the judiciary.
But, hold on, the bullet exits the body from behind. Okay, so that does...
Yeah, but is
like,
there a
check out.
hole or a bullet? Yeah, no, I know,
Yeah.
right? I mean, they must have. I say they must have done.
Well-
It's hard to tell whether they're just not telling us that because it's not relevant.
Considering they've had, entire things where it's okay, but there's no exit wound.
Yeah, quite.
Remember, it's the bullet had to disappear. It's
yeah,
what the...
but the idea is that allegedly the bullet hit the candle.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I mean, the very first case we did had also a whole thing about, the bullet.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
The murder weapon was found lying beside the victim.
It's fucking weird, man. And have you managed to ascertain the owner of this firearm?
No, my lord. Not conclusively. Bravo, Kazuma-sama. For not trying to use the gun as evidence when its provenance can't be proven.
And Zieks would have done it.
He would, it's
He'd
true.
be like,
Yeah, he would be like, does it matter, my lord? This person is clearly guilty. Look at their stupid, guilty face. Furthermore, my lord, as I've explained, the revolver was fired at extremely close range. The bullet passed through the victim and struck the wall behind him. That's a steep angle compared to that arrow, but okay. There is a candelabrum mounted on that wall, and the tip of one of the candles in it was found to have been blown off by the projectile. We noticed that too, didn't we?
Yes, that's right. Thank you for the thorough report, Counsel. The setting of the crime is clear to me.
Is it though?
Yeah, allegedly. You will submit the plan of the crime scene as evidence, please.
As you wish, my lord.
I can't believe I don't get to do cross-examination.
No, right?
The crime scene floor plan has been entered into the court record. A plan of the small room in the building of the flat on Fresno Street where the body of the victim, Inspector Gregson, was found. In this Fresno Street room, Inspector Gregson's private... Sorry. Is this Fresno Street room Inspector Gregson's private abode?
No, my lord. The room is rented to a Mr. Hugh Boone. But there is precious little furniture inside, and it is generally in a poor state of repair.
These days I'm like, whoa, look at that. Look at the size of that apartment.
Yeah, right. His haircut is way less acceptable without the bandana.
It really is, though.
He's giving Asahi.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't
this
like
man is-
Asahi.
yeah,
Like, he's danger coded to me now.
Yeah.
It's like, you can't come in wearing white with that haircut
Yeah.
without me going like,
Yeah. Excuse me, sir.
off.
Are you okay? Off with his head.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So what on earth was Gregson even doing there? Have
Well,
we just not-
dying, obviously.
Yeah.
What?
We're just not going to talk about why we're
That's
so
not-
fucking stupid. Like,
Yes.
legitimately, anyway.
We're not going to talk about why we're so stupid, no. Presumably he was investigating some case or other. When a policeman was informed of the gunshot from the witnesses and rushed to the scene, he found only the deceased inspector and the accused standing alongside, holding the revolver. Is this a case of, he picked it up? No, it makes me wonder if...
Oh my fucking god, that would be so fucking
Wouldn't
good.
it though? Like,
Yeah.
he just went, huh? What?
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, you did it. It's the circle of life. Who was Van Zieks told to go after by Strongheart before this all happened? No, right?
Yeah.
I can't remember who.
No, we didn't.
What did he say?
didn't know.
Did he say he went?
Like, it's everything.
He was like, go sort it out.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
The attending officer arrested the accused on the spot.
His fucking dumbass picked it up, didn't he?
Hmm.
It's too fucking funny if true. So, the details of the case are clear.
In that case, the prosecution would like to call its first witness.
A name, please, counsel.
Naturally, the accused himself.
Pardon?
What?
Lord Van Zieks?
As a prosecutor, he believes in the oath of office he's taken and will be compelled to tell the truth. Do you really think that would, if he started murdering people left, right and centre, do you really think that, like, oh, well, when I'm in the court, I've got to tell the truth because that's what I've got to do?
This man believes in defending himself. It's to take. If he hadn't had to have he would have been, I'll represent myself in court.
I mean,
thanks.
no, I know, yes. Do never, ever take the stand in your own defence. But, I mean, yeah, okay, so we know that he's ridiculously truthful, except when he's lied to our faces in court. And will, in fact, tell ridiculous lies in court. And half-truths. And withhold evidence. As long as he thinks that it'll get somebody who he reckons is guilty already. Mm-hmm. Because nobody's guilty. I mean, innocent until proven guilty. No. In Van Zieks' court, everyone's guilty until... Well, no, everyone's just guilty.
Yeah.
This man lies. And lies. And lies.
We had an entire clown outfit for this man.
I mean, yeah, exactly. Like... Okay.
Sorry, defendant, do you know what the penalty for perjury is? Lips on the mic. Less than murder, Your Honor.
Yep. So funny.
Very well. Let the defendant take the witness stand.
Well, it reminds me still that always of that whole sheep shagging.
Oh
Thing.
yeah.
Well, like entire nations in the UK are just known for being sheep shaggers, and it's like, yes, but the penalty for shagging a sheep was like, fine, slap on the wrist, prison time, whatever. The penalty for stealing a sheep was death. So if you got caught stealing a sheep, it was a lot safer just to pop your pants down and be like, "Oop, sorry, you caught me. I was attracted to this." Just, that's why, well, at least that's their story and they're sticking to it. But yeah, and that's why the rumors of the sheep shagging people allegedly went around, because everyone was just caught screwing sheep in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Far safer than to be murdered.
Yeah. Sorry, I accidentally opened this, but also Kazuma's thing here. My best friend, who I had believed to be dead. He lost his memory somehow, but has now materialized as a prosecutor in the British courts. I think his hair looks very awkward here. It's not a good photo.
Oh, we do got the warden, and he does not have red hair. In fact, his hair's kind of the same colour as his wife's, which is a bit interesting. They look, in fact, they look almost identical when it comes to...
That's unfortunate.
It's very unfortunate. He could easily be her brother, and I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah. Okay, so he's 40, she's 36. The client who is engaged the service of the Mr. Sholmes. She has asked the great detective to help track down her missing husband. Yeah, he's a fucking mystery.
Yeah.
And I'm barricaded. The governor of Berkeley Prison. It seems he was good friends with Professor Mikotoba during the Japanese man's time in Britain as a visiting student. Oh, Gregson. A murdered Scotland Yard inspector. He was stern and single-minded in his approach, and a great lover of fish and chips. Wow.
You're right. His hair is concave, hers is convex, all the difference in the world. It's a good point. Yeah. We all know that, like, the concave and convex hair is hereditary. So I miss Gregson dearly already.
I want Strongheart out of the case every single time. Look at that weight this man is shaded.
Yeah, right? He is... but then to be fair, Van Zieks is also shaded really suspiciously too. Like,
yeah,
he's also backlit. But no, I mean, Strongheart is villain coded, and I can't.
Yeah. Take the hat off, you have a fabulous man bun.
He does have a fabulous man bun, and I miss it dearly.
Anyway, and there's Sholmes, who also doesn't have red hair.
No, he's not.
His deduction never failed to
But I
surprise.
do think his hair is glued to his hat right now.
Yeah, I think so. I think he fucking lied. It's a wig.
Yeah.
Did you do this?
So, Weirdness, state your name and occupation for the court.
Yeah, Goku is so good. I just should have got rid of the hat.
Yeah. Baroque Van Zieks, Old Bailey prosecutor.
I presume, Lord Van Zieks, that you heard Prosecutor Asogi's opening... what is that?
Précis.
Précis. Okay, thank you.
I did.
It is alleged that you were found at the scene of the crime, and that you were arrested by the arriving police officer. Can you confirm this?
Yes, my lord. Then I'm sure the court would like to hear you explain some things away. Namely, why you were there in the room on Fresno Street at the time in question. And what exactly took place.
I just cannot get over how tight his outfit is. It just looks uncomfortable, man.
It does. And then it's puffing up at the sleeves so weirdly. Like, that's just bad tailoring all round. I intend to explain away nothing. I will simply tell the truth.
I must say, Lord Van Zieks, I never imagined this day would come. Or rather, I didn't want to imagine it would come. But since you became known as the Reaper, a part of me has been dreading it.
This judge needs to be thrown out. Still.
Just get Jigoku. Your formal testimony then, witness.
Front-facing Van Zieks isn't real. He can't harm you. He's quite menacing. I don't know. I think I preferred him behind bars. It was safer that way.
Yeah.
I was investigating Gregson, and my inquiries had led me to that address. When I first entered the room that day, it was dark inside, and I saw no
Oh
one.
my god, we get to press him on literally
We do.
everything. Oh god.
Oh yeah. A moment later, I heard the gunshot. I spun around and saw the revolver on the floor. Just as...
That's too fucking
Peas in a pod. Peas in a pod.
Just to remind everybody,
Yeah, the first
The
case
very
that we didn't do on stream.
yeah, is Rinosuke hearing, like, basically walking in a room, seeing a gun, picking
On the
it up,
floor,
on the
picking it
floor,
up.
picking it up, and getting
And getting arrested for the murder of Iris's daddy, possibly.
so.
And yeah, the very first trial of the very first game is you basically having to defend yourself against this murder charge.
With Kazuma,
With
at, our
Kazuma
side
at your
to
side,
help
yeah.
us. Yeah.
Yeah. Just as I picked the firearm up to examine it, the door flew open and I heard a man scream. It was only then that the body of Inspector Gregson appeared before me. Hang on a hang on just a tick-tock. If it was dark inside, then what the hell happened to the candles?
Yeah. That's really fucking weird because they had been burning the entire. They have continued to burn.
Because the two of them that
Yeah.
have been shot. I'm sorry, two of them that haven't been shot are
just
much
burned, yeah.
further down than the one that
Yeah.
has been shot. Presumably, that means that it's an unrelated incident.
Seems so.
Because yeah, if the room was unlit and dark,
Mhm.
then the candles can't have been lit.
No. No. Exactly.
It's not like he was coming in from bright sunlight. That, as far as I'm aware, is a corridor.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Hold on.
I'm not sure. Either Gregson died before, or Gregson was alive. We don't have. This is the thing. We don't have time of death, do
No.
we?
No.
So I'm assuming, yeah, he has to have died before.
Yeah. I think so.
But I think the gunshot and the candle happened. Yeah, it has to have happened at a different
Yeah.
time
Yeah.
to this particular gunshot.
It's entirely likely that Van Zieks was the actual hit.
But yeah, I do like that idea.
Yeah.
Gregson's body was dumped there. Someone trying to kill Van Zieks failed and then decided to frame him instead. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that has to be.
Mhm.
It was only then the body of Inspector Gregson appeared before me. Yeah, when he
exactly.
actually died, the big candle was hit,
Yeah.
the others kept burning. I think it has to be it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So depending on how fast those candles burned down, it could have been
Yeah.
hours.
Exactly that.
That testimony was the whole truth. It was. So, you heard a shot being fired in a room with no living occupants. And moments later, a corpse somehow appeared before your eyes. Is that it? You're right. You haven't explained away anything. In fact, that would barely qualify as an excuse.
On one hand, it's hilarious to see Van Zieks, like, going through
Yeah,
this
right?
himself.
I thought you were my mute apprentice. Yet it turns out you have a way with words, Prosecutor Asogi.
That would appear to be a singular tale indeed.
Singular isn't the word, it's laughable.
What's gotten into Kazuma? He's not behaving like himself at all. Learn from the best.
Yeah.
Very well then. Counsel, you may begin your cross-examination. Yes, my lord. The facts of the incident.
I was investigating Gregson, and my inquiries had led me to that address.
Oops, sorry, wrong one. There you go. Hold it!
Whenever you're ready, Mr. Naruhodo.
Yeah, we're able to save, but right now we're not in any danger zones.
Pressing fancy sounds dirty to you.
You're investigating the inspector. What on earth for? Can't say that.
I'm not at liberty to say.
Sorry?
What?
Well, the dog's blanket is off.
Oh.
He's fine.
I'd identified a distinct possibility that Gregson was involved in a case I was investigating. Regrettably, though, he was killed before I could secure the proof I needed. I can turn it on again if you want, the blanket.
Alright.
Okay.
Is the court to understand then that on the day in question you followed the victim to the scene?
No. I was privy to his movements in advance. Don't fall off your chair, will you?
I will not fall anything. How?
I stole into his office in the yard and consulted his diary.
Sir!
I don't think that's very polite, Mr. Van Zieks.
Sir?
The address on Fresno Street was noted in the 5 p.m. entry.
Well, that seems awfully obvious, doesn't it? Like,
It does a bit.
just right?
You illegally entered the man's office. In Japan, that alone would constitute a very serious offence.
As it does in Great Britain, I assure you. Is that not the case, Lord Van Zieks?
I was aware of the possible consequences. So, in summary, you are investigating the victim. And yet, you refuse to tell the court why. I didn't realise British prosecutors enjoyed such freedom to choose what to divulge under oath.
Why did I ever think I could defend this man?
When I first entered the room that day, it was dark inside and I saw no one.
Oh my god, I keep pressing the wrong one today, sorry. Hold it!
I understand you're just a little scared. It's okay, you can just tenderly touch that button. Tenderly touch it. Just tenderly press him. Just a little harder. As you were.
Had you ever been to the address before?
No, never. I only learnt of the place as a result of my investigations into Gregson's activities. There was no light inside when I entered, so it was all but impossible to make out anything.
But at 5 p.m, the sun would only have just gone down. It would still have been reasonably light outside.
The room has a window, but it was boarded shut. Very little light found its way into the room from outside, so it was extremely murky inside. I wouldn't have noticed if the victim was already lying on the floor. There was no artificial light in the room, you say? You're quite sure? I'm quite sure that the part of the room where the body was found was very dark.
Oops, oh god.
Yeah, the entry was at 5 p.m. in the diary, so you doubt it was also 5 p.m. there. Yeah, it's true. Probably slightly after 5 p.m. though, but... I have a feeling there was a small oil lamp burning on the desk, though I couldn't say for certain. Look, Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh, that's what that is.
There is a small desk in the room just here.
Yes, I remember. And there was an oil lamp on it, as well as the framed photograph. Yeah, but also just gets me is that the door opens inside, you know?
Yeah, the door
so you
opens,
can't even just open and shoot.
Exactly,
like,
it's
you
true.
know?
The angle of the door means he wouldn't have seen him at all.
No, quite. Like, if you open the door, you can't see the body.
And yeah, the framed photograph of this missing guy's wife.
Yeah.
Which is fine, you know. When I entered the room, I closed the door behind me and started towards the desk to investigate.
And what did you find?
Nothing. I never actually reached the desk. A moment later, I heard the gunshot. I spun around and saw the revolver on the floor. I still think that there was some kind of tripwire thing going on.
Potentially, maybe, yeah.
But I don't know.
Yes.
I think I've been wrong every single time I've had a theory, so.
So, who fired the gun?
I have no idea. I didn't see anybody else in the room.
But you say it was very dark in there.
Yes, that's right. All I can tell you is I didn't sense another's presence.
Aha! Then could it be that the gunshot actually originated from somewhere outside the room?
No, that's out of the question.
Oh.
Without doubt, the sound emanated from inside the room. I could smell the gunpowder.
This is going from bad to worse.
And you say that's the point at which you noticed the revolver on the floor? Correct. And I foolishly picked it up. That was carelessness on my part.
Presumably, then, the gunshot you heard came from the firearm that you somewhat hastily took in your hands.
In point of fact, my lord, I believe it did not.
What's it called? What?
The barrel of the revolver I picked up was cold, and there was no smell of spent powder.
Considering he got instantly arrested,
Yeah.
I feel like...
I reckon that was the gun that killed Gregson, but it wasn't the gun that fired at Van Zieks.
Yeah, I agree. But...
Potentially.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I agree, But then where on earth is the gun that was fired?
Whilst I would like to oblige you with an answer, I'm afraid I can't. I, too, would dearly like to know that. Yeah, he is pretty straightforward. We can trust him, hopefully not to lie completely. But I don't know anymore. Everyone's lied to us. Just as I picked the firearm up to examine it, the door flew open and I heard a man scream.
Hold it!
The door flew open.
He closed it behind him and then the door burst open. Dunno.
It's so weird.
Feels like a
considering the
setup.
layout. Yeah. Yeah, because that would be somebody leaving the room, I reckon.
Oh, do you think? He said he didn't feel a presence though.
Oh, yeah, he did.
But I wonder if he said he closed the door behind him. But I wonder if somebody, because also if somebody opened the door and it was dark, why would they have screamed unless they already knew approximately what they were going to find in there?
It's true.
You know?
It's really weird.
Because like if you can't see Gregson, certainly not with the door open either.
Yeah.
Because he's behind the door. Then the person deliberately was all like, "Oh my goodness, what have we here? The prosecutor's killed the inspector." Like,
yeah,
it doesn't work.
Yeah.
And I mean, I would say it astonishes me that they think it might, but it doesn't, because this game. Well, I mean, obviously it's a game, so the whole point is that there are things that we need to spot, but also these people are incompetent. Maybe someone in the other corner he didn't see fired at him, missed, screamed, and threw the door open. That's actually a good point.
Yeah. A man, you say? One of the witnesses, I presume.
That's right. One of the street merchants working on Fresno Street.
Who are these merchants?
A number of them had set up their stalls directly beneath the boarded window of the crime scene. A match seller, a newsmonger, and a peddler. They've all given statements saying they heard the gunshot. And without the thought of danger, they ran inside to see what had happened. Yes, Gina told us about that yesterday, didn't she? They burst through the door with some force, it would seem. They did, and almost gave me a heart attack in the process.
But you're supposed to be the Reaper.
The first man to come in immediately noticed the revolver in my hand and fled. A policeman patrolling on Fresno Street heard the commotion and was able to arrest the accused shortly after the incident occurred. Anyway, the man's scream drew my attention in that direction. It was only then that the body of Inspector Gregson appeared before me.
Hold it!
What do you mean by that? In what way did the body appear?
I honestly can't explain it, but it's the truth. As far as I was concerned, the body hadn't been there until that point, and then suddenly, there it was. Yeah, he literally couldn't see it because the door was open, and then the door was shut, maybe? And
Yeah.
I don't know.
Did you perhaps hear the sound of the victim falling to the ground just beforehand?
At that moment, what I heard was the sound of the door flying open and the scream of the man who came inside first. Nothing more.
I see.
After the man fled, I examined the body. I was stunned to find that it was Gregson.
Most curious circumstances indeed.
How the inspector was killed, or how his body seemed to appear out of nowhere, I have no idea.
Objection!
Oh shit! I
Oh
don't
boy.
have a Kazuma
Well,
one.
that's okay. We'll just pull out the yeah.
Because
the
Kazuma's
clown
clowning
version.
around right
Yeah,
now. If
mhm.
I'm perfectly honest, you know.
Surely the court has heard enough. My lord, the cross-examination has clearly revealed that the accused, Baroque van Zieks, is lying on multiple fronts.
What is that supposed to mean? Good gracious, counsel. The defendant is lying, you say?
In his testimony just now, he claims that he failed to notice the victim's body because the room was dark. That's correct.
You're gonna be like, oh, candles.
No, that's impossible. As proven by this candelabrum.
Image is a thing where, for me personally, the perspective sometimes goes the other way around.
Oh, like, so the candles are like behind and the little doohickeys
Yeah.
in front, and yeah. What's pissing me off is the fact that those candles would always dribble in the same direction. Because the wind will only ever be coming a breeze. Candles dribble away from the breeze.
Yeah.
So if a breeze was coming into the room,
Yeah.
it will always be on the same side. Unless you're twisting the candles around.
Yeah.
But, you know,
Yeah.
it's fine. It's an
It's-
artistic license thing,
true.
but candles will always dribble in the same direction.
Mm-hmm. As a side note, I'm very, very loving this remix of Kazuma's theme that they've done here. It's pocket cut here.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm over it.
How does that prove anything?
If you examine the tip of the long candle, you can see it has been blown off by a powerful impact.
One would assume that a projectile from the firearm passed through the victim and struck the candle.
The problem comes when you consider the other two candles, which are clearly of a different length.
Yes, I can see that only the candle that appears to have been struck by the bullet is long.
We could reasonably expect someone to have lit all 3 candles together, which begs the question of why only one has ended up longer than the others.
That must be because the particular candle was extinguished when the others were still burning. Ah.
That's right. When the candle was hit by the bullet, it obviously went out. But the other 2 candles would still have been burning. So the fact is, the victim's body would have been illuminated by the light still thrown by the candelabrum. Okay, that's great, but we're assuming that he was already dead in that case, in which case it's not Van Zieks' fault. And also, how long have those candles been burning to get that much shorter than the long one?
Exactly.
It's not a little bit shorter, it's a lot shorter.
Yeah.
And the accused's claim that he couldn't see the body clearly contradicts those facts. And now to the next lie.
There's more?
The accused also claims never to have visited the scene of the crime before.
What?
That's the truth. In that almost empty room, the police discovered something very unusual. A board covered from top to bottom in police documents and newspaper cuttings. Yes, that's right. We saw it too. It goes without saying that the contents of the police documents cannot be divulged. However, they included a number of reports from various historical cases, the oldest of which was from 10 years ago.
It seems a bit
It does seem a bit, but yeah.
10 years ago. Oh, this is starting to sound familiar.
And there is a common thread linking all of the documents on that board.
How convenient.
Very, isn't it?
Indeed. What is this common thread, counsel?
They all relate to cases prosecuted in court by Baroque Van Zieks.
Look at his smug little face.
I know, right? Punchable, isn't it?
Yeah. All of them?
And furthermore, all those cases are ones in which the defendant was acquitted.
Good Lord.
Interestingly, none of those defendants are alive today, because all of them have been sent to their graves by the Reaper. Oh no. In short, that dingy little room is the Reaper's secret hideout and his base of operations. That is so...
Can you imagine, like, Baroque?
So hecking circumstantial.
Yeah.
Baroque, he does not need to have an itty bitty tiny stimpy little room, for pity's sake.
The Reaper's hideout, he did learn from Van Zieks. That much is clear.
He
He's
did.
He's
He's very much using Van Zieks' own asshole behavior against him. But yeah, this man has a wine cellar, right? He can have his little freaking murder lair in his own basement.
We should probably check Van Zieks for rabies, though.
That is true, there are a lot of bats.
Although we're in Britain, there's no rabies.
There isn't rabies here yet, no.
The Reaper's hideout?
And yet, the Reaper would claim never to have been to his own secret hideout. No one would believe that. No, the truth is, we've been looking at this backwards. Yeah, who would be dumb enough to murder a guy in their own hideout, right?
Backwards? Explain, counsel.
Inspector Gregson was investigating the identity of the Reaper. When he discovered the location of the man's secret hideout, he was killed. As I'm sure everyone can imagine, by the Reaper's hand.
What?
Yeah, he's just as bad as Van Zieks, but without actually being as charming.
Order! 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 Very well. I hereby state the current opinion of the court. Baroque Van Zieks is an outstanding prosecutor who has rendered great services to this country. However, it is with deep regret that I must concur with Prosecutor Osogi's contention. The defendant's testimony exhibits a number of stark inconsistencies with the known facts.
That had to be Gregson, right? It couldn't have been the judge who got shot. 'Cause so help me. All I have done is state the truth as I know it.
Yeah, well, so did the other people that you decided to, like...
Also true.
Because you must have done a brilliant job as ever.
No, he's lying and...
He's drawing... He's drawing on his experience as a defense attorney to build his prosecution case. And it's formidable. Counsel? You will submit the board that you just showed the court as evidence. I believe it to be fundamental in establishing the facts surrounding the Reaper's existence.
Thank you, my lord.
The notice board has been entered into the court record. A freestanding notice board completely covered in notes and articles relating to victims of the Reaper of the Bailey.
The entire board with prohibited evidence, yeah, right? And now the prosecution would like to call new witnesses to the stand. Witnesses who saw events unfold on the day in question. They were mentioned in the previous testimony too, if you remember.
Yes, the street sellers who heard the gunshot and went running into the room. Very convenient. Very well, lead the witnesses in.
Yeah, no, we should be able to counter this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what?
Yeah, the defendant may step down from the witness stand.
Certainly, my lord.
Oh, you keep that little bitch energy going.
Yeah, we're gonna need it, I swear. Okay.
Not you!
Beppo!
Oh, Beppo! Beppo's no beggar, no!
Oh, no! So, witnesses, state your names and occupations for the court. I don't like whatever the hell is going on there. That's... What? Hang on, that hair looks... Okay, but like...
It looks
his
suspicious.
hair is suspiciously like the warden's.
I should explain the ridiculous lip.
Would it though?
Well, disguise?
I wonder. But yeah, that hair looks a lot like that guy who's missing, kind of. Yeah, I'm sorry for saying what you were writing. I'm sorry, okay? But, names? We don't use names. Far too fancy for the likes of us. We're just free and easy. Sell what we like, live where we want to live.
I give them all a vacant stare as they walk down Fresno. I spin a few words into a verse for them. Would I be right in assuming that all three of you make your living by selling wares on the street?
Everyone calls me Gossip. I sell jaunty little tidbits to passers-by, you know?
Jaunty little tidbits.
Also looks like somebody's tried to strangle him.
Yeah.
Got an absolute smasher for you, sir. Right up your ginnel it is. 6p is the price, and not a penny less.
Hey, you're actually trying to sell it to me now?
Oh, come on, sir. Don't tell me you're not interested. Try the man. Give him the money and see what it is.
Pay the man, counsel. Alright, 6p it is.
You won't regret it, sir. Now, got your listening ears on? Just between us, a young couple on State Street have just had twins!
Is that it?
No, that's not it. It's gossip, isn't it? It wants to spread. But that bit's up to you and your mouth, of course. I've got more, you know. Want another juicy one? 6p a piece it is. If you're curious.
I am curious, yes, about what's going on just under that fat bottom lip of yours. Namely, that unusual bruise or whatever it is that's poking out from under your collar. Yeah, exactly that.
What about the next witness then? What name do you go by and what do you sell? Me? I'm Venus. That's what everyone calls me. Funny, innit? I sell these lovely little fireworks to all the local school kids.
Fireworks,
Firecrackers, huh?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. 6p pop. What do you say?
You weren't exaggerating with little. Did they actually sell?
Oh, yeah. The second years can't get enough of my Venus firecrackers. Especially when I tell them that if they get 100, they can blow up the school.
Not the most savoury of ideas, young lady.
What do you say then, eh? Wanna part with 6p for a pop?
Hey, wait, what? No, you want me to buy one?
Tell you what, I'll let you in on a little secret. If you get 100 of them, you could blow up the whole courtroom.
One day.
Try the woman. Give her the money and see if she's right.
Pay the woman, counsel. What the fuck's going on?
What is this?
I'll buy one.
Lovely stuff. Right then, this is something a bit extra just for you. The Venus special. Only 600p.
600!
It's 100 of my regular fireworks. Nothing little about that, is there?
And there'd be nothing little about the punishment if I blew up the Old Bailey either. The Venus firecracker has been
so
entered
that's
into the
relevant.
record.
Gotcha.
The Venus special firecracker consisting of 100 smaller fireworks at 6p each. What sort of bang could it make?
And the last witness. What name do you go by and what do you sell?
I think all sorts of thoughts. I think, therefore I am. I am, therefore, I think. Because I stand there on the street watching the world go by about me. They call me the Observator?
Thank
you, Observator.
Get out of it, old man. Everyone calls you Sandwich and you know it. Giant spider in your room, you do need one of those firecrackers, for sure. So, you don't actually sell anything?
A problem shared is a problem halved. As they say, I give advice, I do, and so what it means. What? I don't actually sell anything. No, come to think of it.
It's a hot actual action hero.
I think
What?
so. Wait.
Pity.
What? Yeah, no more purchases today then. I mean today, please. What the fuck is it? Well, we have quite a cast here it seems.
They conduct their business on Fresno Street from morning until night, my lord, and are always in the same place, directly adjacent to the crime scene.
You see, and thus they heard a gunshot, I suppose.
Not only that, but they very bravely ran inside to see what was going on and witnessed the crime. Well, I'll be beggared, I thought, just between us. Venus de Milo, what am I to do? What a terrible thing I saw.
What I think is, if all what we see is light and shadow, but playing with our eyes, is any of it real? Very well. The court will hear the formal testimony of these three witnesses now. You will describe in detail what you witnessed and heard at the time of the incident next week. I think this is a good place to stop it.
Oh, I hate that you're right though. Because yeah. If we do the witnesses account, we'll be here for like another half hour at least.
No, more like an hour.
More like
we're gonna
yeah.
like
there are 3 of them after all.
like,
Yeah.
Man. What a case so far.
Yeah, right?
I cannot believe Fancy was like, oh, what's this? Oh shit, it's a gun.
Yeah.
Oh,
Why
crap.
is there a gun on the floor? Oh. Balls.
So good.
I'm sorry, hang on. Why is there a gun on the floor? Oh. Balls.
So, yeah, we'll try and
Oh no, the spider's gone.
Uh-oh. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Oh dear. See, as somebody who isn't afraid of spiders, I sympathise whenever people have to deal with spiders that disappear on them.
Because that's the thing, like, I don't mind spiders if I know where they are and they're away from me. But the second a spider appears around my person...
Yeah. I just hate it when I'm carrying them and it's not in a glass and they decide to bolt. Sometimes they're like dangling down. I'm like, you need to move. So I grab that little thread. I usually can carry them. They kind of just dangle there. But sometimes they decide to like crawl up and then crawl on me.
I mean, yeah. I don't like that either. Because then you come back and you bring the spider with you.
Uh-huh.
And I don't like that for me.
So you might have found another spider.
Just 2 spiders.
Oh no! That's worse somehow.
Maybe it's the same spider but in a moustache and wig.
Yeah, better check for that wig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The trick is if it has like a red hair on it, then it's a wig. Probably. Maybe. Or it's Sholmes.
Sholmes disguised as a spider.
Sholmes disguised as a spider on your wall looking for crimes. Waiting for you to notice him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Obviously.
Yep. God. Anyway. So.
This creature is definitely a certain kind of design. Isn't he?
Yes. Yeah, I'm sorry that we have to sit on this one.
Yeah, I don't like it, thanks.
But I do think it's him in, I don't know.
It's the hair. I don't know.
Either related somehow?
Maybe.
But those strangulation marks are like,
yeah, that's
Wolfman.
definitely something. But I wonder if it's like nothing. Because we've already had our attention drawn to it.
Yeah, but it's also, I don't know.
Would you rather we were staring at Beppo all week?
I think Beppo and his sausage nose is a lot less offensive, actually.
Oh, do you reckon?
Well, he does look always like his nose has been stuck in a grill.
Yeah,
and it causes me great distress. I think it's more impressive. We're like, oh, it's you, Beppo! We remember you!
This guy looks like he did that thing that people were doing, like, on TikTok for a while. Where they were, like, getting their lips in, like, a vacuum thing to try and give themselves, like, like, nice plump, like, lip fillers without the filler.
Yeah.
And it went horribly wrong.
Yeah. You didn't really miss anything other than witnesses being very peculiar.
Yeah. Witnesses being weird, and us, Socket, deciding that if we actually listen to the witnesses, we'll be here another hour.
So, yeah.
So, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I'm calling it a day here for this stream.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll try and be back next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Well, yeah, it's all things,
Yeah.
All things going right and equal.
Yeah.
Ending it with spider nightwears. Oh god. The spiders in the PJs are coming down your stairs. Spider nightmares, yeah. Mm-hmm. That was an extra spider nightmare just for you. Yeah, maybe we can figure out what the key was for.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, I
really
keep forgetting
weird,
that. Like, yeah, that weird fucking. Sorry for the scraping noise. Oh my god.
Wow. Yeah.
Well, how's your migraine doing, by the way, Gandalf?
Yeah, I hope
Is it
it's...
any better?
Or did the
yet?
spider just frighten it back up again?
Oh God. That'd be so typical.
It would, wouldn't it?
Man. So much happened in this stream.
It did, right?
I feel like we learned absolutely nothing,
No.
however.
Yeah. Like, a lot happened, but nothing actually... I mean, but then it makes sense that, like, nothing was resolved. What did the end of it look like? It was kind of a long tube with a couple of, like, little, I think, triangular flanges, right? And a little hole on the end.
Yeah, hold on. I think... I don't know if I can pull it up.
Can
Yeah,
you
the
pull
chord
up
record.
the chord
Yeah,
record
hold on.
while this bit's on there? Oh, yeah, you can. Oh, yay!
Let's pull that. Oh, we need to pull this
We
head.
need to turn his head. Yeah. It's annoying that we have to go through all of this, though. It's so distressing.
Yeah.
Yeah, big spiders would definitely freak me out in my room. Weirdly, like, I used to get them in my bedroom when I was a kid a lot. The number of times I woke up. They're not really triangular, are they? There's little flanges. I thought they were more triangular than that. But they're not.
No. It's very distressing. Sorry, I will rotate it like a PS1 game object.
That's painful. It's kind of like a winding tool more than a key. Actually, you've got a point. Yeah, it does kind of look like that, doesn't it?
It's a very good point. What? Other way around. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Shall we?
Yeah.
We need to get a jiggle on as well.
Maybe a trap mechanism. That's a very good point too.
Very good point. Wow.
Well then, everybody come back next Tuesday with their best theories on, well, the whole case, actually. I want to hear what everybody thinks. Because I'm kind of fascinated at what happened. But I haven't got any more theories besides tripwire. But I think if it was a tripwire, then they probably would have actually found something, right? Unless it kind of, like, wound up into the ceiling.
Yeah.
But the fact that the door opened and then somebody screamed literally, like, right then.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, but how? Why? Unless you were just screaming because you were afraid of Van Zieks. Or you thought Van Zieks would be dead and you screamed because he wasn't.
That's also possible.
You know?
He also didn't specify if it was like a woman or a man.
Yeah, he did. He said a man
Did he?
screaming. Yeah.
I don't remember that.
He definitely said
There we go,
a man
man.
screaming.
Okay, my bad.
I was going to make a joke.
Yeah.
About, you know, men screaming, which they're very much allowed to do, which is why I didn't make the joke.
I see. Yes.
Because I couldn't make the joke
Mm-hmm.
and have it sound not like I was saying that men aren't allowed to be afraid of things. So I was like, no, you know what? It's not. I can't make this funny. Let's just drop it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why I remember that it was specifically a man's scream, because if he just said a scream, I wouldn't have.
Yeah.
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 But yeah. Right. Thanks for coming to our stream.
Aye.
Don't forget, keep the cut in your heart. Van Zieks, I can't get to rhyme with anything.
No, Zieks is a difficult
Keep
word.
Van Zieks in your kneecaps. Yeah. No chalice broken again. I know, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be a sad day.
He really is.
I hope they do let him have his chalices
I
somewhere
also,
later in
yeah.
this trial.
So that he can just throw them. Always follow the kobold motto. Live, laugh, loot, objection, clownery. And until next time, we hope you'll be well. Good night.
Good night.